My cabbages!
Low, man.
My cabbages!
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Andrew Esquire. This is the Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. And boy, oh boy, we got the results of the first day of the Ramzi Khalid Ismail case, the aka Johnny Somali. And we're going to talk about it live here today. We're going to go a little bit in depth. I know my good bro Atozi, who showed up A to Z. He showed up, he brought his Norwegian derriere all the way here to Korea and joined the international justice team that was there today on time. We were there early, actually. I was up at 6:30 a.m. Actually, I was up at 3 a.m. We'll talk about why I was up at 3 a.m. But I left my apartment at 6:30 a.m., got there at 7:30 to a cafe, met everybody up. We did a little talk, a little debrief, a little strategy. And then we got in there early for Johnny's trial at 10:10. That said, Johnny was not on time. We'll talk about that today. So I'm going to go into a more detailed breakdown. I know Atozi did a little short video, and I did a little quick video. If you go to my YouTube shorts, I did a really quick video for like a quick, off the cuff recap. This is going to be a little bit more detailed, but it's not going to be the full transcript. We should have tomorrow like a literal transcript of like everything that was said in order. Like this person said this person said this person said this. So I'll do that tomorrow when we get the full, trial transcript. But for today, I'm going to give you the clip, the major points, the things that stuck out. And some things that are kind of funny, and I made a comical PowerPoint here. So we're going to go through that today. Wade for 200 Thai baht. So that is Songroy, Copeland Cop. Thank you so much. Let's go. Mercenary X21 says, just saw the leaked live action Powerpuff Girls. Holy moly, it's on par with the worst of them. Gem and the holograms. Make Johnny watch it. That would be in true torture. That would be true torture. Anime Fan 3794 says, Legal Mindset is late and hey, on my birthday. The only appropriate punishment is some yellow rain. Thank you so much. By the way, guys, can confirm Johnny is extraordinarily triggered by me. We're going to talk about this today. Of everybody that was there, Johnny seems to have been the most triggered by me personally, which... Chef's kiss was beautiful, was so fucking beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was absolutely great. They were all, they were mad at everybody, but me, it was a special getting under his skin and making him seethe. It was perfect. Jordan Kyoth for 10 says, Ramsey saw himself as a gambling man, forgetting it's the house that controls the odds. He doesn't even know what house he's playing in. He doesn't even know where he is. Alex Sargent says, was funny seeing Tozi's video. Well, why? You guys knew I was going to be here. I said I was going to be here for the first trial. I made it clear I was coming, of course. I feel bad. I kind of hype mogged him because when we were standing outside of Starbucks, he was having trouble getting Wi-Fi connection. So we finally got the Wi-Fi out of Starbucks. And I was like standing behind him because I wanted to explain some things, but I'm like 6'6", and I was wearing like boots too, so it's like definitely a hype mogging going on. But he's a really cool guy, and his editor is really cool too. His editor is actually a really giant, like Viking size Nord. So he's like one of the Nords from. From Skyrim. But no, it was really cool meeting everybody. We had a great team coming out. We had about, I think 8-9 people. You saw some of them here. Now, some people didn't want to be in all the photos, but I'll show you guys who came out today. This is a post I put in my community tab. And by the way, thank you for everybody who contributed to my Ko-Fi. I did buy everybody lunch. And I am planning to meet up with most of the guys and buy them dinner or get them a drink or something like that. Maybe we'll go out drinking, I think, or at some point and get a drink for everybody. Obviously, you guys know Bang TV. Bang TV, obviously, we did an interview. And that's obviously me. It's my friend Gabe. Someone's in the chat. Atozi, obviously, his editor, and obviously the good doctor who was our translator today. And this is in the first floor of the Western District Courthouse in Seoul. Really international team, people from all over the place coming in, flying in, some local, some here. It was really great. It was really great, great time. And everybody in that is taller than Ramsey. Every single person in that pick. Super Korean says, any collab videos from Everland? I saw you sent Atozi a super chat saying, go to Everland. I've been to Everland, but not on the rides. I've been there for a festival. I went there for S2O. But I would go back, but I don't know if we have time for that because we're all leaving Monday probably. So there's a very limited time. Sammy Head gifted 10 Illegal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Jarhead for 20 says he'll soon be snuggling in the cabbage fields. Oh, just wait. Sitsar Luchai for Songroy says legal mindset cabbage delicacy. Oh, it was so sweet. It was so sweet today. Epic Fail for 5 says have some soju on me. I will tonight. Mercenary X21 says for 5, is crime against humanity is bad? Make Johnny watch Li Clockwork Orange. Vagabond for 2 said glad I made it to a stream on time. Welcome. Natasha said late and something. Ayami said, hi, everyone. Hey. Western Body for 2 says, it's about 1 a.m., about to sack for the night. Guess not. Nope, stay up. We got to break this down. Kerbal said, early for Johnny, late for us, not based. That's good for you guys. Danny Skier said for 100, did he say he tried to stream the entire courtroom? How did that turn out the moment he arrived? Did he have a lawyer? Okay, I'll get through a couple of these and I'll go along here. But he did have a lawyer. He lied to his lawyer. So this is a huge one. So last night, Johnny Somali was up drinking. And in case you didn't know, he was on party. And he was up all night drinking. He got super drunk on party. And I got a text at 3 a.m. saying, emergency, Johnny is streaming. He was buck broken. And I have never seen a man so buck broken in my life. I mean, like total mind break. You can tell because he was just coping. He was just drinking. He ended up throwing up on stream. I've got it all recorded and saved, by the way. And oh yes, it will be sent to the court for sure. He took many shots. He was doing $5 or $3 text to speech or drinks or shots or whatever. So he was taking shots for like $1 or a couple bucks. I mean, really nothing. And he ended up getting wasted. He got really wasted. And because of that, he was late. And he told his lawyer, and I'm not kidding, he had a stomach ache. Yeah, Danielle said $3 shots. Yeah, $3 shots. Literally $3. His price is cheap. It has to be affordable for Hank. So he threw up on stream last night, and he blacked out. You could hear him snoring around like 6-ish. So about the time I left my apartment in Gangnam, because it takes a while to get there, although there's a direct bus, which is nice, he passed out. So we all thought he's going to be a no-show. And if he was a no-show, that'd be very interesting because that would really delay the trial. But he didn't no-show. He was just an hour late. And this was bad. Why was it bad? Well, it was bad because the judge pays attention to this, okay? So the judge was absolutely paying attention to the fact that they were late and the fact that they actually said they would be there in 15 minutes, which was even worse, right? So they said, hey, we're going to be there in 15 minutes. And that was an hour. It turned into an hour. So really bad to be deceptive to both your lawyer and really the court itself, because literally while we were waiting for this guy, we were waiting in the courtroom. You have to be completely silent. You can't talk, can't do anything else. You got to be, quiet. You got to be good. And let me make sure this is not frozen here because I'm getting a little bit of lag. So let me pull this back up and make sure this is all good. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a little laggy there for a second. Let me show you the courtroom. Oh, sorry. Audio is fine. All right. Hold on. Yeah, it was with my screen share. Let me show you here. Okay. Here's the courtroom, right? Here's me. Here's the courtroom. Courtroom number 406. Let's go in the corner here. Courtroom number 406. So we were early. Now, there's a sign on that door, and this is something that changed. The sign on the door says, no, you have to turn your phones off in the courtroom. Now, previously, that sign was not there. That sign was not there at all. However, they put that sign in recently. Now, I don't know whether they put that in because of Johnny Somali or just in general, they want people to like turn their phones off. But that is something. Let me actually let me zoom in here just so you guys can see it. So, oh no, it's lagging again. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it to me. Don't lag me out. Don't lag me out, bro. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's enhance. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that award-winning smile. So this is the room here. You see the sign on the door? It says no phones. So Johnny last night was trying, he said that he was going to bring his phone into the courtroom. And yes, I'm tall. Guys, I'm 6'6". A standard door is 6'8". Like I got 2 inches, and then I hit the top of the door. It's not a tiny door. I'm giant. Okay, I'm just giant. So yeah, I got that made in. By the way, that top coat. Someone said nice top coat. I got that made in ETH Wallet at a really good tailor. Really good tailor. Really good price too. Full cashmere, 100% cashmere, and the suit underneath it. I got that made in Cheongdam. So that, anyways, 6'6", that's for you metric people. That's 200 centimeters just about, or like 198, 199, something like that. It's a lot of centimeters. I just say 200 because I'm wearing shoes, so it's 200. Barron Trump is taller than you. Okay, I don't want to be any taller. Anyways, this is Johnny's courtroom. We were early. When you go in, you can't talk. We did get shushed twice, because the translator was translating a little loud. Our translator, Dr. Ulrich, he was being a little loud at one point, so we had to keep it down. And then we were waiting for Johnny, and somebody was up last night drinking, so they actually were snoring. So while we were waiting for Johnny, so the bailiff had to be like, "Yo, wake up," which was kind of funny. It was not like rude. It was like funny. The bailiff was empathetic about it. It was just like, "Hey, yo, you got to wake up." So. We're in there early, we're waiting, and it is a packed courthouse. So there's only about 15 seats in there. So you really can't get maybe 20. You can't get a lot of people in there. And everybody was there for Johnny Somali. We had our crew, the gang, there for about 9 people. And then the Korean media was there. Now, how do we know that? Right now, there are articles already all around social media about the trial and what happened in Korea, all around. They got their stuff. I got to give it to the Korean media. They are fast. They're really fast. There were 2 girls in there with laptops. And when there were the other people that were in the courthouse, they didn't care. They didn't do anything. But as soon as Johnny got there, they started typing furiously, like their life depended on it. So this means he is closely being covered by the media. And, a lot of people focus on me and like Somali and the others try to focus on me. But actually, the thing they can't stop, and the thing they're really screwed on now, is the Korean media. You can attack me all you want. I mean, it's not going to faze me, by the way. I'm never going to stop reporting on stuff. They can't try to stop me. It's not going to work. But the Korean media is on top of this now. They know the courtroom, 406, and they're going to be there the whole time tracking this. So that was great. In terms of logistics inside the courtroom, so there's no phones. So Atozi was making a very cute courtroom sketch, which was very good. I mean, I wouldn't pay him more than $5, but he was making a courtroom sketch, and everybody else had pads out to write on. The judge was a different judge. So I went to this same courtroom in December to figure out the correct judge. So, and I didn't talk about this very much because I want to keep it secret from Ramsey. They changed the judge, which explains why new charges were added, because now there's a new judge. The new judge comes in, updates stuff. This judge was very no nonsense, but Ramsey thinks he got away with not being noticed at some things he did. The judge noticed, and the judge was like, what the fuck? So it got you past that picture. So, and let me go to my presentation here. Okay, I've got a little presentation for you guys. Oh, I'll start. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure this presentation is queued up. All right. So let's get into the presentation. I'm just going to go through it and then I'll hit everything. Now, a lot of people are getting this confused today. So I want to make sure I'm very accurate for you guys because this is confusing. So if you are confused about what went down and what happened, pay very close attention to what I'm going to say today. Because this is the details and the procedure is important. And what is going to screw Johnny is that he has no idea about the procedure. Holy Geronimo. Hold on. I got a red super. Geronimo dropping Indonesian 500K Indonesian rupiah saying contributed to ETH Legal Mindset Post-Court BBQ Ishmael Farewell Party. Thank you so much. We will be out tonight for sure. I'm going to try to grab a drink with him, a nice cocktail. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that support. Thank you for that. Also, thank you to everybody on Ko-Fi who went over and supported us. Just so you guys know, I bought everybody lunch. I'm hoping to buy some guys some drinks later on. So if you want to go over to my Ko-Fi, drop a couple bucks in that, I'll put some stuff towards the team. So thank you guys, appreciate you. Let's see here. Before I get in the recap, I want to get some of these super chats because we got 29 and I'll never finish them if I don't go. Tio Hanks says Starbucks good inside the courthouse. The Starbucks was not in the courthouse. The Starbucks was down the street. A lot of people were getting confused on that on Natozi's video because I was sipping a coffee. We were not in the courthouse. We were down the street. So it was down the street from the courthouse. It was good, though. It's fine. It's Starbucks. It was a little bit cheaper than America. A little bit, tiny bit. Late Man Perdozia says, idea for transcript reading, actual sock puppets. That would be fun. Green Hat for 10 says, hi, Johnny. Look at all that money you're not getting. Maybe if you go farm some cabbages, you'll get the money. Maybe if you were a better person, you'd actually still have money and not be in jail. Very true. I learned, by the way, how much the cabbages pay or the road work or everything else. So you get about 50,000 won per day. So it's not a lot of work, but it's something. It's not a lot of money, but it is something. And that will go towards your fine. Let's see. Asian Dragon 456 for 10 says, Johnny Somali, how dare you tongue Andrew Atozi and Dr. Ulrich and others without forgiveness of shame. Let me see what you do when you force labor or farm cabbage. Let's see who gets the tongue. Oh, we're going to talk about the tongue because I got the tongue twice. And I'm not talking about the tongue that Hank gets. That's totally different. We'll talk about Hank in a second. But yeah. Devil's Advocate for 2 says, Johnny, so Somali recap, let's go. We're doing it today. Shane for 25 says, if you weren't such a belligerent asshole, I'd almost pity the kid for being too stupid to understand first and second order consequences. Hope they hit him with the whole damn encyclopedia. Thanks for the coverage. My pleasure. It's been great to do this live from Korea and also be in touch with people here that are just really involved in this and know a lot about it. It's great. It's great. Unknown person said, I've watched Legal Mindset for a year and never seen how tall he is. Yeah, I'm very tall. Luxyron for 250 pesos said, a small pitch in for the casual. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Anime fan says he was coping and seething. He just can't accept what he's feeling. Yes, he's coping and seething. Thank you. Max for 200 says, you were up at 3 a.m. So was Ramsey, drunk with no sleep. Yeah, he didn't sleep at all. I at least took a little nap. Yan for NT150 said, I'm so excited. Let's get to it. Did the judge say suffer for the 5th charge? Here's the thing. Nobody knows about the 5th charge except for us. Even Ramsey doesn't understand the 5th charge. He didn't even understand the 4th charge. This is the big thing. He didn't understand the 4th charge, let alone the 5th. We're going to explain it today on this stream because he's been talking all sort of smack like he knows what's going to happen In fact, this is a great one. I'm going to play this clip. He said he was going to go to court and plead insanity. I'm not making this up. Let me pull this up here real quick, right? Yeah, so he said he was going to go, look at this. This is from his drunk stream. He said he was going to make a plea of insanity. Let's watch this.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill.
By the way, he was drunk, and I believe he made a comment that he might have been high/on pills. So this is, by the way, all this is going to be saved. I have all of this. It's going to the prosecution. Don't worry, guys.
I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder. And what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500. What is this nigga gonna say?
Well, I think I'm that ninja he was talking about, because he was just like, he was pretty much coping and seething and targeting me his whole stream last night. What I'm going to say is that didn't happen, Johnny. You're stuck here. You don't even have your next trial date to even plead guilty or whatever the hell else you want to do. You don't even have that for another month. And then it's going to be way longer until this trial is over, even if you plead guilty. Oh, it was so good. It was so good to see him just absolutely get smacked in the face with realizing he knew nothing. That's what you get when you get law advice from Hank. Mr. Mad Hatter for 20 says, buy John Boy a diaper or a box of tissues. He'll need it. Indeed. Korean Brewing Invest for Manwan says, April 9th, I see libertines in Seoul and Somalis in court. Maybe there is a God. Oh, there we go. Absolute Zero for Aussie 10 says, save that tongue for prison, Ramsey. He's getting feisty. Salvador for 100 Argentina says, missing the necktie, 3 a.m. in Buenos Aires to see you without a necktie. Typically as a lawyer, I never have worn neckties because in Florida, it's not customary for lawyers to wear neckties unless you are presenting before the court. I was not presenting before the court, so I did not wear a necktie. If I am presenting before the court, then I will. If I'm not, I won't. That's just that's standard in Florida, and actually in a lot of places. Neckties are not necessarily required or part of the dress code, and I find them uncomfortable. So I typically don't wear them. I like suits a lot, but I like them without neckties. Kala Jane for 50 Polish zlote says, doing the God's work and perfectly timed for the first meeting. Yeah, thank you. Irham means did the judge say Safa? No, but he should have. Tex-Mex Beck says, bro, it's cooked and I'm excited for the cookout. Crappy J says, so he 100% was still drunk, at least hungover, probably high. Danny Skier said, did Hank and Johnny confront you guys at the trial? No. So we actually made a pretty good statement. So there's a point at which, and once again, Johnny doesn't know the procedure. There's a point at which when you can predict what the judge is going to say, because he's just going to say a bunch of like formulaic stuff. So he started to say that stuff. We all got up and left, and it was like a vacuum going out of there. It was great. And Johnny, I think Johnny and Hank wanted to confront us. Johnny and Hank kept talking about getting up in our faces and throwing cameras in our face and streaming on Party and doing all this stuff. They didn't do any of that. In fact, Hank was scared shitless. Hank was actually probably the most fearful I've ever seen in anybody. For somebody who talks tough, he looked like he wet his pants. He actually told one of the guys that was sitting next to him, he's like, why did you bring all these guys? He was so scared. He was like a little lost, kitten. It was crazy. His tough guy act does not actually work in person, and he's not going to do anything. He's there with a bailiff that could break him in half with his glance. Right? He's not going to do anything to anybody in the courtroom or in the courthouse, period. It's all talk. It's all smoke. Same thing with Johnny. All that I'm going to stream in the courthouse, he couldn't because you had to turn your phones off. And oh boy, if he was streaming in that courthouse against the orders of the court and the judge, which he already broke the judge's orders, and he lied to the judge as well. We'll get to that in a second. So Ranch, welcome as a new member. Okay, I've got a lot of super chats here, so I'm just going to get 4 more and then continue. Asian Dragon says, for lying to the court requirement, that would be perjury. the perjury, the Korean version of it, or contempt of court. Depends on the way they want to go for it. Michael Muddragon, how disrespectful is tardiness and hat wearing? Extremely. It looks very bad. Now, once again, is it something they directly punish you for? No, but they indirectly. Their image of you goes down. And one thing that's very clear, and this is something that the translator brought up, the judge is not having any of his bullshit. He doesn't believe him at all. And the prosecutor is taking this very seriously. The language that the prosecutor used, and this is coming from, of course, Dr. Ulrich and us all, the other Koreans mentioned this as well, that they're using very serious language, because there's a way in Korean, because the language is structured different, where you can speak about stuff more casually or more seriously and formally. When he came to Johnny Somali, he spoke very formally. And we were in there for actually a bunch of different trials. We actually saw a bunch of different trials. We saw an Iranian that he was a drug dealer, and allegedly, he was selling like 30 kilos of meth, which is insane. He's going to do serious time in a Korean jail. When they were talking about the meth dealing Iranian, Persian, whatever, they were using the serious language. There was a bunch of Chinese guys, and they got in a fight with a drunk Korean. So it's like drunk Chinese versus drunk Korean. And the prosecutor used very casual language, because they're like, okay, whatever, like it's a bunch of drunk people fighting, right? And that comes across in the language. It's hard to explain. The words are like, they have the same meaning, but the seriousness level is the same. Yeah, bro, 30 kilos. Yeah, he's going to jail for he's going to jail for a while. That's some serious meth. We also saw, and this is really fun fact, Johnny missed out on this. We saw a case, the Chinese case, with the Chinese guys. They fought this drunk Korean guy. They were in there for, obviously for physical altercation, because self-defense doesn't apply. So the Chinese people had been held up for 1 year. 1 year, because a witness wouldn't show up. Think about that. There's witnesses in the Johnny case. What if they no show? He could be here for 6 months to a year. And that's just, once again, there's a witness part, there's a sentencing part, there's all sorts of stuff. And he's got another trial that he exposed. We're going to get into that. So let's get into this recap. Let's jump right into it. I know I've got 38 things here. I'll try to get, let me get these real quick, the members, and then we'll move on. David Reyes, thank you for the 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Satine Varjo as a new member, welcome. Black Room Rob, welcome. Squiddies, thanks for the buck. And I got all the members. Hold on. King Bob for 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And let's see. Les Grill Piece, Valenzuela says, call me Grill Piece. Okay, cool. Could Johnny Somali get contempt of court for something like being late and causing issues? He could, but this is the first time, so that's probably not going to happen. But is it possible? Yes, it is indeed possible. Right? Okay. Let's get into the recap. And I'm going to start from the beginning of my PowerPoint. So he was 1 hour late. He lied to his lawyer. He said he was going to get there in 15 to 20 minutes. He took an hour. He also said he had a stomach ache. And when he showed up, he was clearly intoxicated and or hung over something. And what I have a little hypothesis that perhaps his lawyer saw him or heard him and was like, yo, you need to sober up. That's a little hypothesis. He was not looking good. He was not looking good at all. So 1 hour late. And of course, he comes in. Let me skip the MAGA hat for now. It's Johnny and Hank forever. Okay. So they're together, and you could have sworn they were so close together, Johnny and Hank, that you could have sworn they were holding hands. I mean, really, there's an attachment going between those two. Now, mind you, it has been confirmed they live together. And one little surprise of the proceedings, which I didn't mention, I wanted to get a laugh. I didn't mention this, is at one point during the trial, they ask you your address in Korean. And Johnny didn't know it. He's like, oh, I live in Songpa, in this area. I don't know where it is because I don't know, I don't know. And then they ask him, well, do you know the apartment number? And he goes, I don't know Korean. And this is great. This is great. So he says, do you know the apartment number? And Johnny says, I don't know it in Korean. You know what the judge says? Say it in English. Because the judge understands numbers in English, understands 1 and 5 and whatever else, right? I'm not going to dox them, I'm not going to dox the Jamshil office tel they live in. I don't want to give away anything or violate any TOS or anything. I'm just saying, like, he couldn't even say numbers. This guy was clearly coming off as an idiot. And you saw the judge is a master of not giving away their expression. They're a master of not wearing it on their face. But you could tell he thought he was an idiot, right? The way he said it is the words. But they were definitely attached to the hip. And one other thing was, let me go here. Johnny's outfit. His suit looked like this. He was wearing a white suit that was like 3 sizes too big. It was clearly Hank's suit. He was clearly wearing Hank's suit. It was like a white suit. It was absolutely hilarious. And beyond that, let's go back here for a second. He came in a MAGA hat. Now, once again, whether or not, I don't care about people's politics, whatever. He's doing it as a stunt. He doesn't believe in any politics, by the way. He uses, whatever politics try to benefit him. He came in a MAGA hat. He was told 3 times to take the hat off. And by the way, before we came, I actually told Atozi behind the scenes, I'm like, bro, I know you're a hat dude, but like, you can't wear your hat in the court. And he's like, oh, I got it. We're cool. So he took off his beanie. And by the way, Atozi is like a totally different guy without his hat. I wouldn't recognize him. Totally different guy. Cool guy though. I love it. So, our crew has the hats off. No, and I don't wear a hat, but some other guys do. And he comes in, wearing the MAGA hat. The bailiff tells him to take it off. He proceeds to cross the barrier because there's a barrier where the audience is and the lawyers are. And he's trying to look back at me, and he puts back the hat back on. And I swear to God, the bailiff almost took it off his head, almost slapped it off his head. It was bad. He then proceeded, in the midst of this, to try to sit where the interpreter sits. And they kept explaining to him, no, you need to sit over there. He also kept fumbling with this water bottle, and they're like, don't do that. And his hands were in his pockets, which in Korea is super rude. So he kept his hands in his pockets while he was speaking. And when he went up to go forward, there's kind of the bar, where there's a little, wooden structure that kind of blocks the audience from the lawyers and everybody else. We call it the bar, right? Because it blocks you. It's like a little gate. Hank was trying to go with him. You could tell there was a serious, like, near romantic look in his eye of like, I just can't quit you, Johnny. And he wanted to go forward. But the thing is, Hank can barely speak regular Korean, much less English. His mastery of both languages is questionable. You have to qualify as a court interpreter. You have to have a high level of fluency. They test you, and you also have to make certain oaths that you're competent, that you've experienced, and that whatever you say, if you say it wrong, you can be held liable. Right? So Hank wanted to be his guy, but he couldn't. And Johnny was like given this longing look. They had this weird exchange where they looked at each other. It was very, very weird. But overall, his body language and trying to wear that hat multiple times was extraordinarily rude. And that's how he started off. So when you start like that, it's really, really, really bad. By the way, Natsumi, thank you for the 10 Legal Mindset membership.
Yes.
I will get everybody's questions. Don't worry. We're not going to leave till we get all the questions answered. I want to do one more thing, and then we're going to get a pause, and then I'll answer some questions, okay? I love you guys. All right. So I got that. Okay. Ramsey came in the door, and the first thing he does so he doesn't see me right away because I'm in the back corner, and I wasn't facing him. I was facing forward. And so Hank, walks in behind Johnny. And I think he's used to that. And he's looking at the other people. They're all looking around, and Hank is shitting himself. But Ramsey looks at me and he does this. This face. He looks directly at me and does that. And he really thinks he's getting off that day. I think he really thinks he's getting off that day. He's super giddy. He's like excited. He's like, oh, everyone's here for me. I'm the center of attention. Yeah. He's like a child, literally a child. So he goes up. He's sitting next to his lawyer. Everybody's looking at him. The bailiff, his defense lawyer, the judge is looking at him, the stenographers, the media. He looks at me and sticks his tongue out. Looks directly at me and sticks his tongue out. Crazy. And everybody sees it. The judge saw it. Right? And it's like, all right, Ramsey. And I was laughing. I was like laughing my ass off because I'm like, I'm not on trial here, buddy. You are. Right? I can laugh. I can do what I want. Now I can't be loud or disrespectful, but I can smile. I can do whatever I want in the galley, as long as it's not loud or disrespectful. But he, on the other hand, he's the one on trial here. He's the one that's got a potential criminal sentence for a lot of years. So David, when you asked for 20, and I will get to all these, does Johnny seem to understand the consequences? He is finding out the hard way that everything he thought, when he thought he was going to get out and he was going to walk out a free man and there's going to be no consequences, he's finding out he's completely wrong and that he knows nothing. And Hank, who's been giving him legal advice, has been wrong. And possibly even his own lawyer has not known stuff because he's busy. Stephen Miller for $9.99 says, Johnny giving Hanky Poo some loving. Oh my. Yeah, they confirm roommates. He actually, last night on his stream, he picked up a towel and he said, this is Hank's. And I'm not kidding this. He picked up a towel and he said, this is Hank's, like love rag. We'll call it that, love rag. So crazy. By the way, we have 6.7K viewers. Please smash the like button, guys. Welcome. If it's your first time here, appreciate you. It's Legal Mindset. We'd be your own, teach you to be your own judge. And I appreciate all you guys today. Thank you for joining for the stream. Okay, so that was Ramsey's reaction to me. Johnny's outfit. Let's see. Okay, so here's what happened. He starts thinking he's going to walk out of here. And as soon as the judge starts asking him questions, he realizes, oh, fuck, this is real. And he goes 100% shocked Pikachu face. It was night and day. You could see he was laughing, thinking he was going to get out of things. Shocked Pikachu face. He was just hit with a ton of bricks. And there was a point at which, when they were going over the charges, which we'll go over in a second, we're going to really explain the charges. I'm going to really explain this carefully for you guys. When he realized his own lawyer didn't know about one of the charges that's against him in the Eastern Court. The new one that I covered, that only I covered, that he said I was making up or whatever, they didn't know about it at all. He didn't know about it. He had no information. He had nothing printed out. He's found out, baby. He found out. So that's why the next trial is on April 9th. By the way, the next date for the trial is April 9th. I told you guys this was going to be spaced out over months. And on that day, all he will do is choose whether to plead not guilty or guilty to the next obstruction charge. We do not know what that obstruction charge is for. Now, I'm going to explain to you what the other charges are for, because it's very, very important that you guys know accurate information about the charges. Okay? But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit more about his shocked Pikachu face here real quick, because it wasn't just limited to talking about the charges. He didn't know his address. He also lied to the judge. He said he was a student. So they asked, what is your job? He said he's a student. Okay? He said he's a student. And now Johnny Somali is being very flippant. Number one, where is he studying? Show me anywhere he's studying. Nowhere. But he's being very flippant about working. And I'm going to show you guys what he said about working in Korea and how he thinks he doesn't care and it doesn't matter and he's going to work no matter what they say. Watch this. Watch this clip of him. This is from his drunken, once again, his such a good idea, 3 a.m. drunken stream. Look at this unhinged man. This man is mentally broken. This is a man that we have crushed his soul. By the way, thank you for reaching the goal of crushing Somali's soul of 10 out of 10 yellow super chats. Thank you for that, guys. Very based of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the support and allowing me to do this. So let's watch this and how he copes really hard here.
Make bread. If these niggas lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Send that shit to the prosecutor.
We will, Johnny. We will. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, little buddy. Don't you worry, little buddy. We got you.
Live stream donators, they gonna get a nigga rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Nigga snitching. Johnny Somali is making money. Yeah, bitch, don't lock me in the fucking country, Korean corrupt ass fucking government, nigga.
I wonder how the judge and prosecutor are going to feel about being called corrupt.
If the government don't want me to work, nigga, I'm not working. I'm streaming, nigga. That's two different things, nigga.
No, it's not.
Nigga, I could be in Home Depot or selling my bouillon.
Well, he is doing the latter. I mean, he's in Hank's place. So Hank has stated his price. So we know he's doing the latter.
That's working. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga.
See, so this is, yes, that's Johnny Somali. And his quote about, he's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do. But before we get going on and covering more, Phoenix DS with 50 legal mindset memberships. Johnny's got the big
emotional damage.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Phoenix DS. Thank you. If you guys received a membership, a gift membership, you see it in the chat that you just got one. Please say thank you to Phoenix DS. That is very good. Thank you for supporting me. Really, really appreciate that so much. Thank you. Crappy J says this is a textbook example of how to get a contempt charge. Exactly. Joy Daly says the absolute length of his ineptitude. This guy just keeps digging himself deeper. Like Hayden Power says, he's like a soft sit 2.0. But it's insane. And I was talking to Atozi about this. This stuff writes itself. Look, we wouldn't have the level of content on Johnny Somali if he didn't have so many self-owns. If he just dealt with this seriously, like a serious person, we wouldn't have this. But instead, we've got emotional damage. Thank you, Bad News Badger. 11-9, Venom for 10 says, as a soldier that was stationed in South Korea, I understand how people are, and this guy makes us all look bad. It really pisses me off. I was in Busan and Wegwan. Oh, cool. I love Busan. One of my best friends was there, and I go there often. It's a great city, and I quite enjoy it. Game Crom says 6.3 watching. Let's go for more. We got 7K now. Nintendo Gaming says, did the guilty plea mean he'll do less jail time? So what happens is, and once again, chat, I'm not going to tell Johnny all the answers because he listens to my streams. Now, Johnny doesn't believe me, but he listens. So I don't want to accidentally tip him off. But his lawyer probably told him that it'll get him less jail time. But I don't think his lawyer actually likes him that much. In fact, when he was looking at me, he didn't see the face of his lawyer looking at him. And that face was priceless. That face was very priceless of the face his own lawyer was giving him. Mind you, he has a public defender. Now, he looks like he's probably competent. He looks like a smart guy. I mean, he's not mouth breathing and stuff. He's probably went to a really good school, probably a smart guy. But he's got to deal with somebody who's an idiot. And by the way, remember the Persian meth dealer, the Iranian meth dealer I talked about? We were watching other cases, and there's a case about an Iranian meth dealer who literally did a deal with like 30 kilos of meth. So we talked to the translator, the Persian translator. So they have a translator that translates from Persian to Korean, and she was outside before the trial, and she was curious. She's like, "Why are what are you guys waiting for?" Because there's a bunch of mixed group foreigners and Koreans that are all waiting for this courtroom, and she's like, "What are you guys waiting for?" And we're like, "Oh, we're waiting for this trial of Johnny Somali." And as soon as we said Johnny Somali, you know what she said? Oh, that idiot. And by the way, idiot could also be interpreted in Korean. It's like idiot or retard. Those are the two different words. Once again, depends on the flavor, but it's bad. It's like a bad way, right? So it is known that Johnny Somali is not so smart. Let's say. Mr. Alex NZ20 says, I just wanting Legal Mindset's opinion. I was talking with a Filipino lady who I'm dating about Johnny Somali, and I was told Johnny Somali was actually chased out of the Philippines, mainly Manila, for being a loose local. I don't remember that. Once again, I've been tracking him since like more recently, mostly in Korea, so I don't know his whole history abroad. I'm mainly familiar with Japan, but even so, I really have focused on Korea specifically. That's where I've come into this. So I know Korea very well. I don't know this guy's like full backstory since he's been a kid. He might very well not go back to the Philippines. I don't know. That could be true. Phoenix Diaz says, giving back to those that gifted me. Thank you so much. And thanks for the great streams, Legal Minds. Just drinking my Jack Daniels. Cheers. That I bought before were pulled from LCBO shelves in Canada. Nice. Glad you got it out. Super Korean said, do you think his lawyer is going to be putting forth his best effort, going to phone it in? I don't think, okay, let me be clear. I don't think he is going to not do anything, but he doesn't have to help Somali. Like, he doesn't have to do anything extra. Let me put it this way. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. I don't think he's going above and beyond for Somali. Yes, Maz said it right here. The bare minimum. I think it's the bare minimum. He's not shirking his duty. He's not being negligent, but I think he's getting the bare minimum. And I think Somali is realizing that. And I think after today, he realized that because he went into this thinking he's just going to pay a $500 fine and walk. That was his premonition. He thought he was just going to walk today. You heard the video. He literally said that. So there you go. Amanda Main says, true FAFO and Hank's so close they could be wearing the same underwear. They literally were almost in each other's britches. It was interesting. Phoenix Diaz said, lying under oath is going to cost Ramsey. He'll be living on a cabbage farm quite a while. Yeah, exactly. Telling the judge you're a student. That's interesting. That's a bold move to tell the judge you're a student when you have no proof of any of that. Mike Modfet O said, thank you for punishing him for my people. My good sir. Yeah, no, my pleasure. Look, listen, Korea has been a good country to me. I lived here for a while. I have many Korean friends. And you know what's been awesome is I've met people from all over the world. We had two guys that showed up that were fans of the channel. And they showed up today and they were great people. And I was so good to meet them. It's really awesome to meet cool expats. Thanks for the updates on Johnny. Yeah, no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet, guys. Don't worry. David for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. And Felix Wu for 240 Hong Kong dollars says, Legal Mindset, $30 shot for you tonight. Not Johnny. Thank you so much. You know that when Johnny sees this, he's going to get that
emotional damage.
You're dang right. All right. Let me continue here with the charges. So we're going to explain this very carefully. Okay. And I want you guys to really pay attention to this. There's going to be a test at the end. Okay. Okay, so in this court, this is the West Court. We're in the West Court. And in case you guys forgot, let's go back. We're going to get some remedial for our students that need some remedial learning. Maybe you're in that special group. It's okay. I still love you, okay? I still love you. There's a difference between where he committed these crimes and other crimes. So Hongdae is where these crimes, the red dot, is where these crimes went down. This is the criminal maps sheet, PowerPoint. I've played this one before. The red dot and the green dot, okay? Red dot is Hongdae. That's where this courthouse is near, and that's where most of these crimes were committed. Jamshil, there were other crimes committed, and that's also where Hank lives, and he has been staying with Hank for the majority of this. And many of the crimes went down in Jamshil. Okay, that's the Eastern District. So they have different courts. So we are in the West District, which you see number 8. We're in number 8. The East, where Hank lives, is number 4, which is Songpa-gu. It's in a neighborhood called Jamshil, right? It's east of Gangnam, where I am. I'm in Gangnam. Right there in Songpa, right? My apartment's nicer, though. I guarantee. Yeah, COEX is in Gangnam. It's near Bunggungsa, which is one of my favorite temples. Middle of the city. It's beautiful. So here's the thing. I told you guys that there can be multiple cases going on in different districts. So what has been confirmed is there is a 5th charge. that nobody knew about till stupid Ramsey decided to get drunk and talk shit, specifically talking shit about me, saying, I don't know anything, whatever. He then proceeded to show he flashed a certain thing across the screen. And that was this document. When he was drunk last night, he flashed this document across the screen. Now, I know not everybody is fluent in Korean, so I'm going to tell you what it says. Hold on. The sharing may be a little buggy, so let me see if this works fine. Okay, let's see. Did that work out? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna open and close this. Okay, let's stop sharing. And then cancel that. Okay, cool. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Here we go. Here it is. So last night he was showing his chat. He's like, I have the paperwork. I have the paperwork. And he flashed this. Now, my Korean brothers and sisters, you can read this. But what this is this is something from the Eastern District. I'm going to tell you what this is. Sorry, I know some of you be squinting. This is a charge, yes, like Mike said, this is a sex crime, which is the deep fake. This is the deep fake crime in Jamshil. And what this means is it's been referred from the police to the prosecutor. So by flashing this, and with the power of internet autism, which I love, and yes, fake video distribution, it's a deep fake. This is a deep fake. And he literally said, I don't understand this racial slur speak. And the racial slur he used began with a G. Well, guess what? We know people that speak the language of Korean. We know many people that speak the language of Korean. And what we found out is that this has been referred by the police to the prosecution. So what that means is, if you're playing along at home, because I know some of you are, we've got the chart. Remember this chart, guys? I keep bringing this up. I brought this up a lot, but I bring this one up because it's very important. I want you guys to memorize this. This is going to be on the test. This is very important. When things are at stage 1 or 2, they may just die. When you submit something to the police, they may ignore it. And then the police may investigate it and they may drop it. But in Korea, if you go from stage 2 to stage 3, if the police send it to the prosecutor, if you go from 2 to 3, on step 3, you have a 90% plus conviction rate. Probably more like 98% conviction rate, which means they will charge you. We're at stage 3 now. We're at stage 3. He just confirmed, he literally told himself that in the Eastern District, there is a 5th charge, which has not been, the prosecutors haven't officially announced it yet, but it's coming. Which means, remember the theory I said, guys? That they're going to hit him with these little obstruction ones and they're going to trick him into pleading guilty? And then he's going to be screwed because he's a convicted criminal. And then they're going to hit him with deepfakes, which has serious jail time. That just happened. He confirmed it. And he did it because he's a drunk idiot. We got him, boys. We got him. To the fields, my boy, to the fields. It is wild. You can't make this shit up. And the fact that he decided to do a buck broken, mind break, drunken stream the night of his charges, and he wanted to be this wild, crazy character. The court can't touch me, this and that. It actually backfired in his face. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And he doesn't even realize what these mean, what these charges are. He's just being told by Hank, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. When you have a sexual crime, a deepfake, a sexual deepfake, that is serious time. For those people playing along at home, this was from earlier, but I now fixed the numbers here. Deepfakes Deepfakes are, he's now at stage 3. There's one of them at stage 3. Now, mind you, there's others. This is one for a female. So it's likely Bong Bong. This is likely Bong Bong's deepfake. Okay? This can be up to 5 years and 50 million won if it's not sexual, but if it's longer, if it's includes sexual harassment. Sorry, digital sexual harassment. So there's serious time on this. And there can even be more time, more depending on if he goes distributing it or not, whatever. But even just possessing it is enough. So you're tacking on more jail time. And mind you, this is in a case that may take forever. It's so great. Chef's kiss. Sydney Collins with 10. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Public Defender said, I don't get paid enough to deal with this shit. Indeed. Narahime said he's a student, all right, about to get schooled. That's right. Garrett Grant, member for 1 month. Well, FAFO, send him the Diddy cell. Last night he was drunkenly saying he wants to prove Diddy innocent. That's the type of stand-up guy he is. Let's see here. Was that the last slide? Okay, let me back up here because I want to talk about some other stuff too. Okay. So let's get back to this in a second. Let me answer some super chats, then we'll go back to the lab. Phoenix DS says Ramsey is a master Pokemon trainer. He's catching all the charges like he's collecting Pokemon. That's damn right. Caesar Eduard Escurto the second says 98 conviction rate. Does that mean he's cooked? I'll see myself out. Yes. Convection. Oh God, I see what you did there. Puns, my weakness.
No. Wait.
Thank you for that. Amanda Main says the public defender, like in the States, paid flat fee and zero if they win, or pretty much his bare legal minimum. He doesn't have to pay for him. It's free. So a public defender is free, but you get what you pay for, right? Andrew Collins for 150 said, just got in. What did I miss? I haven't seen anything about the trial. First day, come and go. Yep, we're done with the first day, but this is a long saga. The process is the punishment. A lot of people, especially in Korea, they want this to go fast, but I don't want this to go fast. I want this to go slow. I want this to go so slow because as he's here, he can't do anything. He's stuck in Korea. He's going to get hit with problems because of his visas. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Call me when time won't try. I will, Andrew. Thank you so much for being such a great guy. It's awesome to meet cool expats. Bertanis for 10 says, after a long day at work, it does my soul good to see a troglodyte get his comeuppance. Indeed. Gator Time says, what's the Chinese version of Bubba? That info Johnny might want to learn. Also, Anime Law Special Weeb Unit with Elpar Ava tomorrow night on Anime Boomers. I saw that. You guys did a great job with the video. It's awesome. Invader Talk, legal advice Ramsey will never follow. Shut the hell up. Yeah, he's not going to follow that. Red Scare for 2 said, genuine question, can he plead insanity? No, it is not available for him. He does not qualify for it. So it's not available. He can't use it. Mike Modfet, welcome as a new member as well. And let's get some of the bigger ones here. Blackroom Rob says, good night, mate. Can't believe Johnny Somali cooked himself so thoroughly. Cheers for your coverage. It's been a real treat watching Base Legal Mindset keep up. Yeah, my pleasure. And Kage Kiso for 10 Singapore says, Johnny Boy thinking he was a master at tic-tac-toe. He was actually playing chess with a grandmaster. I will get the other smaller super chats a little bit later. We got a lot today. I'm going to get through them all, though, so don't worry. Let's see. Did I get through all of this? Let's go back to the charges. I want to explain these real quick. Okay. Here's what happened in court. He knew about number 1. He knew about number 2 and number 3. He had no fucking clue about number 4. Literally, the face on his attorney, when they started talking about this new obstruction charge, the one I just brought up 2 days ago, this is how his lawyer looked. And him. This is literally what they look like. Oh, black screen? Okay, hold on. I'll unblack screen. This isn't an Iji Sanji stream, so I gotta fix that. All right, is that better? Is that better, kids? Is it good now, kids? Are we good? Stop typing blacked in the chat. Does it work? Okay. People say yes. Okay. I'm believing the yeses. This is not Niji Sanji. Calm down. Okay, yeah. This was literally his defense lawyer's face when they talked about the last charge. When they talked about, there's another obstruction charge. He's like, What? What new charge? They had no clue. It was so great. It was lovely. Lovely. And I think the thing is they really don't understand what's coming at them, and they don't understand that more charges can come even now. And that's where they're really messing up. Dorte is a new member. Welcome, welcome. Professor Keene says, good thing I got popcorn. Yeah, it's a great one. Ted Park for 10 says, so strategically, Ramsey should not have pled guilty. Couldn't they have just waited for him getting convicted and dealt with the deepfake videos? Yeah, they could have, but that lets them move quicker because he's already a convicted criminal now. Because he's going to be convicted because he pled guilty. So he's going to have a conviction for sure. So right now, he just walked into a trap. They played their trap card, and he literally walked right into it. And, they've got him as a convicted criminal. And now when he goes to face these deepfake charges, he's a convicted criminal. And they're going to deal with that much more seriously. And don't worry, guys, I'm getting to all the super chats. So it looks like I bounce around. It bounces around because I try to go high to low, and then I'll go chronological now. So we're all caught up there. So I got you. I'll get to all you guys. Mercenary for 5 says, a man named Charlie once said, the devil will tempt you into trouble. And when it happens, all he'll do is laugh at you and walk away, leaving you there. Yeah. Danny Skier for CC says, if you're tall practicing, you maybe try doing Muay Thai. Yeah, I do want to do some Muay Thai. I'm trying to do as much as I can to lose weight. I'm trying to go to the gym, more and do a little more cardio. So, I'll throw in some Muay Thai. Why not? Ghost KO 10 for 5 says, Hank was out earning bread like a good husband while Johnny Somali was home getting drunk. Guess Johnny Somali has to pay with companionship a bit longer. Actually, they said that Hank was out with a woman, but once again, all things are very questionable there. And whether or not there was a money exchange or, he was paid money, who knows? Who knows what's going on? I mean, we know his prices. RJW for 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Satana says, will a feast like this, but for Ramadan came. Thank you. Nahan said, so how the trip was for you? Was it fun? Yeah, everything's good here. I'm having a great time. I'm loving it. Everything's great here, man. I love Seoul. I love Korea. And this is my, I don't live here year round. I live most of the year in Thailand because it fits my weather, it fits the lifestyle. It's very relaxed. But I love Korea. I genuinely love Korea. It's like a second home for me. Like I would say, I feel extremely comfortable here, more than Japan even. I love Japan, but I feel more comfortable in Korea. But I really do love it. So it's been great. Clackman for 2 says, can Hank not get charged for housing him for free? Hank has to worry about some liability here. Because he's been complicit in a lot of this stuff. He's aided in it. So yeah, he might have some liability. Garrett Grant for 5. Thank you so much. Also, by the way, Hank, Mr. Talk Tough Hank. Let me tell you some more about Hank. If so much as a fly lands on him, if a fly lands on Hank, he will sue the fly for special assault. Hank will sue you for anything. He actually tried to sue Bang TV for stalking, saying that he's stalking him. Literally, this man will sue a doorknob. He is really silly, and nobody takes him seriously. Felix on the move for 5 says, thanks for letting me tag along on Trials Wild. Yeah, good to have you there, man. Thanks for coming out. It was awesome to see. We had 2 guys. So we had 2 fans come along that were here in Seoul. And one of them I met in Gangnam, really cool guy. I don't want to dox anybody. And another one that stopped by, emailed me and stopped by. It was really cool, awesome meeting people. Really cool. Kerbal says, looks like his court appearance and image. It's true. Guy Vinyang for 2 Singapore. Thank you. King Lugia said, money for the post Johnny Somali Gooner party. Thank you. Mercenary X21 for 5 says, hope Johnny sees this. I may be forced to be poor and work forever for my ass off, but I can take pride in doing my delivery. I know God is proud of me. Thank you so much. I will say for you, Deuce Volt, God wills it. God wills it to put him in the fields. Thank you. And to make him have that emotional damage. Chris asks for 189 says, Cabbage Farm, 24/7 kickstream coming. Oh, it's going to be great. Content. Now that's content. YouTube user says, putting Salami in prison with Diddy in Brooklyn It's going to be in Korea. Nuclear Falcon 146 says, thanks for everything. Keep the good work. I will. David Miller says, for $4.99, sad to hear the vigorous lovemaking knocked him and Hank's alarm clock off the nightstand and made them late. No, he was genuinely hungover. I mean, I mean, there's a lot of lovemaking that I'm sure goes on, but I think it wasn't tonight. Also, someone on Locals asked if I'm going to submit the confession. It's going to be submitted. It's going to be submitted. Don't worry. We got everything coming in. Dana M said, may Johnny Somali receive all the actions he asked for. Amen. Tornair says, bipolar doesn't work like that. Nope. And trying to take advantage of that is disgusting and sick. And there are genuine people that have genuine problems. And, you know, the fact that Johnny Somali tries to take advantage of that is kind of disgusting. Jordan Brown says, I hope they have Uncle Ruckus the jury. No jury. There's no jury. It's the judge that's going to decide this. So the fact he's already pissed off the judge is relevant, guys. This is what you don't get. You know, people ask, is he going to be punished for being late? They don't punish you directly. It's not like, oh, you're late, you get an extra year in jail. They wait. They're patient. And when they issue their ruling, and all of a sudden he gets 3 years, and the judge could have maybe given him 2 or 1 or 0. Maybe there's a reason why he gets 3 years. Nothing illegal about it. Just maybe there's a reason. GJ Monty joined from Texas. Shout out. Shadow Imagery for 5 says, bring a sign that says +1 to the courtroom to hold up every time a new charge is read. Oh, it doesn't stop. There's so many new charges. It's hilarious. Also, Phoenix DS for 50 said, this has turned into an ongoing roast of Johnny Somali. Perfect that he's burnt like a damn soul, well done and cooked. He should have quit the game while he was ahead and possibly could have gotten a fine. But that's not Johnny. Nope, that's not Johnny. He doesn't know how to do that. Thank you. Cube for 10. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Storm Overlord says, shout out from Washington. Amazing coverage. Hoping that prison time will keep his mouth full more than cabbage. Johnny Airtight Somali. Okay, so let me say one thing real quick. This is very important, guys, because I'm going to read the rest of the super chats. We'll get through everything. But Atozi was asking me, hey, give me a ballpark on the what you think the time he's going to be in jail. It's still dangerous to make those predictions. Now, we can guess and we can say, okay, we think it'll be somewhere between 3 and 5 years. Okay, sure. But there's whole charges that we haven't seen the court dates for. So maybe in this one, he just gets a year. But then maybe in the Eastern District case with the deepfakes, he gets 2 years. But here's the kicker. The process takes almost a year itself. So 2 years of being stuck in the court cases, right? That's 2. And then you've got another 4 years of just being in jail maybe, or let's say 3, and that's like 5-6 years. It's compounding. It's great. It's lovely. Digital Leaf for 5 says, I need to watch Mojo to release the top 10 strongest anime protagonists, and BLM gets all top 10 spots and the runner-up. Hell yeah. Bob for 5 says, we've discussed the frustrating use of mental health as a defense. My God, that display by Johnny is disgusting. It is, because people have genuine mental health issues. I have empathy for them, right? Now, by the way, I think that, I think that with a lot of issues, they need to be taken seriously, but I think there are ones where people pull a Johnny Somali and will claim when they're not, when I think that is disgusting. But I think there's strengths for everybody. And I think everybody has something they can be genuinely good in if they focus on it. And it really sucks that Johnny Somali makes the world more difficult, not just for expats or for Americans, but also for people like that as well. It's crazy. Les Grillpiece Valenzuela says, the moment he started using clinical diagnosis to feign insanity, I wonder if there's something in the DSMV that describes him in a nutshell. I don't know. I mean, mainly that wouldn't work here. It's just not going to work in Asia. Claiming mental, by the way, just like my friend Meme Copium said, you don't want to be in a mental institution here. It won't go well. Also, oh shoot, we got to go over what the charges were for. I haven't explained the charges yet. I'm sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's go back here. Let's go back. This is very important, guys. Okay, so charge number 1, obstruction of business. So we talked about what that is for. That's for the convenience store. So charge number 1 is for the convenience store. When he was yelling at the worker and, drinking the soju when he throws the ramen That's number one. Can you guys guess what charge number 2 the Minor Crimes Act is for? Just guess. In the chat, what do you think his first, because we did a lot of speculation. What do you think the Minor Crimes Act violation was? Somebody guess in the chat. And if you've seen it from Matozi, I'm going to get mad for you because you cheated on the test. Okay, you cheated. Okay, these guys cheated on the test. It was the fish. It was the fish. It was the fish. One of these charges is from going around with the dead fish and harassing people. And the prosecutor was very specific. The prosecutor said specifically that he was going around and harassing people with a dead fish for no reason, and it made them uncomfortable. So those things together, harassing someone with the fish, multiple people harassing them, no reason, and they felt uncomfortable. Together, he's done. He's done. Speaking of not done, though, Velox, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Johnny's
Emotional damage.
Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that big support. And everybody who's given a gift today. We're up at 201 members today. Thank you so much. 7,433 concurrent viewers. Awesome. Ty Sticks for 20 says, was the prosecution required to inform him of the new charges in the other district for his trial date? If he had a private lawyer, I'm sure they would have warned him to not plead guilty. Yes, they probably would have. I'm not sure his lawyer knows about the other charges yet. So I'm not sure his lawyer even knows, to be honest. And if he knows, I'm not even sure he cares. Night Wolf will gifted 5 legal mindset memberships, and is this another 50 from Velox? Holy smokes, you know Ramsey's gonna be
You are coping and see.
coping and seething badly tonight. He's gonna be having a cry in Hank's arms. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that very, very much. Salvador said, here too, my mom worked at the Supreme Court 40 years. Yeah, you learn a lot. Asian Dragon 456 says, getting drunk will reveal true words. And Johnny Somali, you mess up big time, worse than you did in Japan. He decided it would look cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get drunk before court. It backfired big time. Natsumi says, so were they doing a wedding rehearsal in court? They were doing an ebony and ivory. Okay, you guys know ebony and ivory, right? So Hank had the black suit and Johnny had the white suit. It was very like bridegroom looking. And like I said, they looked like they were holding hands coming in. I do think I saw that. EDMG7 for 499 says, worsening the stigma about mental. By the way, let me be very clear. I have no problem with what people want to be. I think that they should be very proud. And they should make make it known, their love known. I think that's fine. EDMG for 499 says, worsening the stigma against mental disorders in a sad attempt to avoid consequences for his actions just throughout the little sympathy I left. Yeah, trust me, you should not have any sympathy for him. He knows what he's doing and he's doing it maliciously. Liberty Hall's Cat for 499 says, have a drink on me, 12:30 a.m. in Louisiana. Enjoying the stream. Sounds like you had a good day. Yeah, I did. I do need to take a nap at some point because I do need to catch up on some sleep. I'm a little bit behind, but it's been all right. Sparky's Text Corner made a law and order. Johnny Somali surprise Discord. Thank you. To you, she said, can I tack on a charge for stupidity? If that was the case, a lot of people would be in trouble. I'm not going to lie. Drew Wad for $14.99 says, what is the Korean translation of Schadenfreude? There is none. Schadenfreude is a uniquely German word. Super Korean says for 10, do you think his future cellmate is going to smash his inside out once he sees Johnny as an S offender or is just a US thing? No, that definitely happens, especially with sex type crimes. Yeah, that can be a big problem. Moon Lion says, prison please for the Cabbage Boy. Oh, I genuinely hope so. I do genuinely hope so, and we'll try my best to make that happen. Natfi for 5 says, really funny how the entire world collectively hates Johnny. It's really sad. Just found out about you through Nijitanji. Awesome. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll continue with the charges. Gamer Halim for 79K IDR says, this guy doesn't regret his behavior and is displeased to embarrass his family. Damn it. Yeah, he's a huge embarrassment. And Adam Rice said, do they sell English versions of manga manhwa in Asia? Yes, they do. I tend to watch manhwa translations and manga translations online, though. Okay, let's talk about charge number 3. Charge number 3 was the bus in the subway. And this is hilarious, guys. I was talking to my friends. We may have had the first time with charge number 3, the Minor Crimes Act that was added in February. We may have had the first instance anywhere where a Korean court used the word twerking. I'm not kidding. The word twerking was used to describe this crime. I mean, literally the prosecutor said he was dancing and twerking. It was actually hilarious. It was actually really hilarious. Twerking. The Korean pronunciation is cute. I like it. So that was number 3. And they had no idea about number 4. So number 4, they had no idea about. The only people who have really mentioned it is me, and we don't know what it's for. So we don't know for charge number 4 what business they're talking about being obstructed. We have no clue. Danny, 15, says, so he's drunk, late to court, rude as hell, and he doesn't know his cases? Cabbage time it is. Thanks to you from Malaysia. My pleasure. Brown Knot says, how much leniency would Johnny receive for pleading guilty? Not enough. And we're going to submit evidence that goes against that leniency. So we got him, boys. Asian Dragon 456 for 5 says, I know the USA is self-defense, but why people think self-defense is a good thing when going to an Asian country is different? Yeah, I don't know. They don't know the law. Letmar said, hello, Andrew. I don't get you fined for showing up late at night, especially if it's yours. No, you're good. Nintendo Gaming Channel, a member for 3 months, says, does a guilty plea mean he'll do less lifetime? Normally they would. But the problem is that's only if you plead guilty and you submit an apology. However, Johnny Somali has shown that his apologies can't be taken seriously. And if you guys have any clips, and I mean clips, not 6-hour videos, where Johnny has made fun of the court, where he hasn't taken them seriously, please let me know. Or he said derogatory comments, like today when he said corrupt, whatever. Let me know. You don't have to clip it for me, but just send me like a timestamp. Be like, yo, in this video at 2 minutes, Johnny says this. Let me know. Let me know. Number 4 could be where he followed a girl. It's possible. Asian Drag says, Mom and Trill will enjoy this. Love the reaction. Yeah, and I love all the channels that cover it. You know, like a lot of people, YouTubers, they're very scarcity mindset. But what I liked about hanging out with Atozi, he was, number 1, he's a cool guy. I look forward to having a drink with him later. But we're not. I don't feel like he's my competition or we compete or there's like scarcity. It's like, yeah, we each do what we do. We do it differently. If you want a very short video, he's your guy. If you want a long stream that goes into detail, that's me, right? Mazrova Palma for 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. C Chance says Ramsey had no remorse, throw the book at him. Ninja Vesto says, I hope they make an example. Me too. And Mazrova said, good morning. Going to catch up on the stream. Thank you for that. Salvador said, Jane Black will pay him for the movie rights. Scorpion says, you look really, really tall in the group photo. I am tall, bro. What do I need to tell you? I'm tall. Somewhat like a giant person. For some reason, the camera angle gives me the impression you're wearing a black kilt. I'm not wearing a kilt. I have pants on. Dubrovka says, never dreamed my favorite veg would be so popular. John G says, did the prosecutors present Johnny Somali in a certain way to the judge, like deviant? No, they took it seriously. So they presented it seriously. That means that the judge should consider it seriously. That's how they did it. Jada Bates says, 15 months, started watching during Disney and been watching you since. Love your content, learning law from other countries. Great. Yeah, it's fun too. Sparky's Tech Corner says, this is not MAGA country. The Royal We says, how can I send you evidence? Okay. I guess you could just email me. Yeah, we know, but also we know he was sorry. I know he was drinking because I have that whole stream. So I have that saved. So don't worry about that. Michael Muddragon says, the Tootsie is different without the hat. I know. It's like Frosty without the carrot nose or Ratatouille without the hat. Yeah. Royal Waste is common, not common. Okay, gotcha. CCV Virgo says, forgot about you from Matosi, new subscriber. Oh, awesome. Found out. Welcome to my channel. Appreciate to have you here. Hope I don't offend you too quickly. At least stick around for a stream or two. Digital Elise at RKI. Hank Senpai, will you be my Oshi? Ooh. Did I do a good ooh, guys? In the chat, do you like my ooh? I know you like my ooh. You go ooh for the ooh and the ASMR ooh. Ooh. I cannot do it. Asian Dragon for 5 says, yesterday you explained to me about what he will walk free like OJ, but never explain who he is. OJ Simpson was somebody accused of murder back in the day. That was a very complex trial. It was in California. There were a lot of racial undertones. It was by some people taken to be a race thing because the person murdered was a white woman, and OJ Simpson is a black man, African-American man. But that said, he was not convicted because famously there was a glove, which was the murder glove, and his hand did not fit in the glove. And his lawyer, Johnny Cochran, had this famous saying, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. And the jury bought it, right? But here there's a judge. You don't influence a jury. You just have to influence the judge. Hank Senpai, will you be my Oshi? Digital Lee's asking. Alpire Ava said, I'm so glad to actually catch live. I plan on watching every single day of the trial that you can recap. Anime Law, Special Weeb Unit Go. So mind you, the next trial date is April. This is not like the US where the trial is 1 week and it's done. It's 1 day at a time. It's a slow process. The process is the punishment. Mr. Hoon for 5 says, hey, from Hawaii. Hey, aloha. Says, living in a state with 70% Asians, my Japanese Pinoy coworkers are always asking me updates on the case. Eat some hot dog for me. Awesome. Yeah, I love hot dog. It's great. Zora Zephyr says, at this point, I don't have to write the Yaoi fan fiction. No, it writes itself. Hank has already turned him into a Chinese finger trap. Don't worry. Chef Pat, thank you for the 1. Christopher Woods for 10 says, love you, Andrew. Love your work. And I think you're cute as a giant. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Dubrovka says, never dreamed my favorite veg will become so popular. I think I may have gotten that one. WTF Fanatic says, will Korea slap a 25% tariff on American criminals? I hope so. I want them, put away forever in a cell. Zorak says for 125, I love how you always include Somali's real name in almost all your videos about him since we all know it gets under skin. Guys. Last night, we broke him. We broke him with the name. He was like, this is my reenactment. This is what I watched this part. I didn't watch everything, but I watched this part. He's like, people think I don't want to be called by my real name, but I know you guys know I'm Ramsey. And he was like looking down and drinking. I think he proceeded to throw up like 2 minutes later because he can't handle his alcohol. He literally threw up on stream. I'll find all these guys. As I said, show us. I will find it at another time. But he streamed for hours, so I have to comb through the hours of footage and find the timestamps. I did not have time for that today. I was at trial, and I want to give you these answers quickly. This is the quick version. I am going to be doing in 24 hours, like probably tomorrow morning my time ish, like 11 or like 10 or 11 a.m. here, which will be the p.m. if you're in America. I'll probably do a stream. It's the weekend here too, so people will be out in Korea and be able to watch. I'm probably gonna have like a version that's more polished and like here's everything that happened in order. So we'll have that. But he gets really pissed at my content, and that's the reason why he looked at me, and that's the reason why he specifically looked at me the hardest, and that's why he comes at me the hardest, because I'm the one that makes him mad. Karma eventually wins. Yes, that's right. What was that? Hasosero Injo? For Manwan says, on behalf of all Koreans, I want to thank you for keeping up Somali. Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to do it. Do you know if the trial is public and when the next trial? Yeah, April 9th. The next one is April 9th. Okay. I put this out in a tweet. Let me find my tweet. So in case you guys forget it, you can just find this tweet, okay? So you can just look at this one. Yeah, it's about 3. It's like more than 3 weeks. But got it right here. Let me show you guys this. So the next trial is on April 9th. That work? There you go. April 9th. So right here, April 9th. And that will be where he probably pleads guilty to the obstruction charge that we don't know about. So that's when we're probably going to get the fourth guilty plea. So he's already pled guilty. He really can't, I don't know. I'm not sure whether he can retract that, but it would look really bad if he tries to retract that. Highwind says, he comes to me the hardest. Sounds horrible. Yeah, I know. Moonlion says, thanks for taking time to read chats. Yeah, no problem. I am a man who believes in the chat. I love you guys. I'm a man of the chat. I will get to everything in order. I do have an order, especially on these type of streams. When I do trial streams, like big trial streams, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, stuff like that level, or this stream, which has 7,000 people, which is, 1.5x or 2x what I would get normally. There's a lot of super chats, and I go from largest to smallest because obviously if you've given more, then, that bumps you up the priority list, capitalism. Cheng Hua, member for 7, says, off topic, Pippa made an HBO appearance on a shirt. Oh, awesome. Matt Apples for 5 says, since he has long court dates and time, is there some kind of list he gets put on in the country, like a creditor thing to prevent him doing? He can't leave, and technically he's not supposed to be working, but we'll see, because he's trying to pretend this is not working, but it is. Marth for 499 says, Andrew, aside from the additional charge we learned about, do you anticipate more charge on the road? Yes. Hold on.
Yes.
We are getting more charges, baby. We already know. We just discovered about the deepfakes. So other than that, it's very possible. Pornography? Remember the porn? Did you guys know the porn? And no, I'm not talking, guys, I'm not talking about that porn, okay? Come on.
Disgusting.
I mean, Johnny is running a pornography website. Pornography is illegal in the Republic of Korea. Yes, sorry, some of you may have missed this. Johnny is running a pornography website. He also sent me an email with the URL of this pornography website. That is a crime in South Korea. Yeah. I guess some of you are new viewers. Yeah. So that's a crime. That can be added to his rap sheet. And I would love if that goes in the Eastern District. So his Eastern District case is the deepfakes and porn, because that's both of those are actually serious crimes. He could get like 10 years in jail for that altogether. And what's up? I see people joining in the chat, so thank you if you joined. Appreciate you. Hidebixel says, I always forget. My Korean's slipping me today. I'm a little tired. Somalator, the Friday Night Nightmare in jail. Oh yeah. So people keep asking like, oh, well, we should put him in jail. I'm like, no, leave him out. Vidar said, this is Hank's love rag. I love that every time I join the stream and I have no idea what deranged shit I'll hear first. Love the streams. Listen, guys, you may think I'm a little crass and vulgar, but I'm actually just telling you how things are. And saying Hank's love rag is actually me heavily censoring the word he used. It begins with a C and rhymes in gum, with gum. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. Okay. He didn't say love. All right. I hate to break it to you. Did he try to stream the whole thing? No, I think he got wise, and also they said no phones, so I don't think he did. If he did, we would have grabbed it and saved it. And when, we got everything logged. Anytime he goes live, anywhere, anywhere he goes live in Discord, party, anywhere, Rumble, we got it. We got it on record. So don't worry. We got records on records. Hikagaya says, love the Jotaro. Yes. Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. Why I use it a lot. Phoenix for 10 says, would be a twist if another charge were to drop in his lap by April 9th. It doesn't even need it. Guys, so the next date is April 9th. You know when I think the next one is after that? Probably, let's see. It's probably on May, late May or June. So That's the speed we're going here, guys. We're not going fast. Velix is a new member. Thank you. Chris Wood says, come to Australia, you beautiful thing. How is it like a giant like you is so cute and perfect? I do my best. But haters going to hate. Phoenix DS for 10 Canadian says, would be a twist if another charge were to drop. Oh, got that one. And then Blackroom Bob for 10 Aussie said, to be fair to you on this one, it's hard to censor love rag without it sounding gross. I know. Hayden says, would Lotte World and the subway incidents be in the Eastern Court? Eastern. Those are all Eastern Court. Emma Rivera says, for 2, do Korea know most Americans hate him? Yes. They literally, I told you, the Iranian translator called him an idiot / retard. There's really no way to translate it directly over. So yeah. Yeah, Meme Copium. Josh, if you can attend in the future, come on down. Another beefy boy down here that can step on the snail Somali. He is very small. Velix for 50 legal mindset memberships. Holy.
Hello. Beso department.
Thank you. You know right now, Johnny has that massive
emotional damage.
And we've got today, let's even get the clock over here. We have how many new members? It can't even load. 279 new members. Holy smokes. Thank you so much, guys. That is awesome. Asian Dragon 456 says, since he pled guilty, would that mean his sentence can be less than 1 year? It can. I don't think that's happening. But let's see what he does with the last one. I think he's going to try to plea, but I don't think he realizes that's just going to drag this thing out. And this ain't going to be no $500 fine. Nagoya John for Canadian 699 says, since the lawyer did not know about the case, could Johnny Somali plead that his lawyer is incompetent and seek a retrial? Shit. I don't want to give Johnny any advice. But Johnny should try to file an appeal on stuff. I think he should totally do it. Do it, Johnny. File an appeal. Please file an appeal. That would be awesome. Try to appeal. I want to see how that works out for you. I really do. Also, is that Velux for another 50? Am I seeing things? What? Oh my gosh.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Johnny is curled in a ball right now and broken. Thank you so much for the memberships. And thank you so much for supporting the channel and my coverage. Appreciate that so much. Acorn says 11:30 p.m. in Seattle. I got a blunt smoking and enjoying free TV. Where in the U.S. were you born and when did you move out? I was born in Miami, Florida. I've lived all across the U.S. and I've traveled extensively. I've been to over, at this point, 130 countries about, So I've been to a lot of countries. So I've traveled a lot when I was younger. I did couch surfing because I was a poor student and I just wanted to travel. So I would host people and then crash their couch and go all around. So, seen like South America, Europe, the islands, stuff like that, Asia. So I've seen a lot. I love traveling and I always knew whenever I traveled, the reason why I knew I wanted to be an expat is I wanted to not get on the plane home. And I kept feeling that feeling. And I'm like, why is this? And I looked at my family history too. And I'm like, oh, my family has moved all around the world. They moved countries, they moved nations, they moved from all corners of the globe. It's like, I feel like it's a gene thing for me. So I knew I would be an expat eventually. It was just a matter of when. And so I wanted to go. During COVID, I had an opportunity because I could work remotely. And Korea was open. All the other countries were closed. So I came to Korea. And I lived in Korea 3.5 years. And then I visited a bunch of other countries. And I like Thailand the best because it has the mix of quality of life, good prices, friendly people, very accessible airport. So that's my main base for now. But it's a great place. And I still obviously spend a lot of time in Korea. A lot. Kimar Lumai is a new member. Welcome. King Lugia gifted 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Highlander said following says Disney and the MNE Midnight's Edge. Love your current nuisance streamer and VTuber content. Greetings from fellow Longman 2 meters from Holland. Yeah, I've got Dutch family. I've got some Dutch family. They were actually like old Dutch, like came over like New Amsterdam Dutch. Like they were over in the US for a while, but they're Dutch. Let's see here. That Simi says, can't get over the look of those horse teeth. It's pretty bad. Nosimer says, good job in breaking his mental sanity. We literally have crushed him, guys. It's great. We did it. Is this Aaron? Aaron, what's up, bro? How tall are you, dude? I'm 6'6", I'm about. So about for that's in freedom units. I'm 6'6" in freedom units. In universal globalist units, I am about like 198 centimeters, but I always say 200 because, when you wear shoes, you add like a centimeter or two. So I'm like, yeah, I'm 200. And no one's ever checked me on it. No one's ever called me out on it. I dare you to bring out the tape measure. I dare you. Kenneth Donnelly for €5 says, is Johnny going to go for insanity or boyfriend mode? Do it in defense? No, insanity does not work. In this case, it's not an applicable defense that will mitigate what he's done. So no. Sparky's Text Corner says, Johnny reminds me of people from the old IBS Internet Blood Sports days. It's all more fun when you see them get knocked down after boasting. But here's the key. Don't play their game. Johnny wants me to get into, and even today, I think these live streamers, these nuisance streamers, because it's not just Johnny. We covered DBR. There's others out there. They want you to get in their face and yell. They call it like pressing. They want to press you and they want to be pressed. That's what they want to do. And they want to stream. And if you don't play their game, they don't know how to react. They really don't. Because they just flail impotently. Like if you just ignore them and you don't care what they say, which is what I always do. I just cover what I'm going to cover. And I literally will not respond to people. I don't give a fuck what they say. Because what does it matter what somebody who's a criminal says? Right? Like you're a convicted criminal and you're going to have some more criminality, right? He's a convicted criminal in Japan. He's going to be a convicted criminal in Korea very soon. And he is going to be because he just pled guilty. So he's eventually going to be a convicted criminal here. We can now say, this is actually fair, that Johnny Somali will 100% be a convicted criminal in Korea. And as of today, we can say 100% that he will be banned from Korea. Because he's going to get a travel ban, just like Japan, a hard ban, at least 5 years, probably more, where he can't come back to Korea after he finishes serving his time and after he's paid all his fines. If he needs to farm cabbage to pay off those fines, he's got to do it. But he's going to get that. And he's going to end up banned, like somebody said in the chat, he's going to get a ban from half the world. He's not going to be able to travel anywhere. Half Native Creative says, go out tonight, have some soju or mackerel with that. Oh, don't worry, we will. Nintendo Gaming Corner says for $6.99, I wish Asian countries updated their laws on non-specific citizens such as Johnny Somali to pay $150K fine and not $20K. What I think they're going to do, for better or for worse, is they're going to make crimes that involve streaming more aggravated. So they're going to make it so that if you stream, it's worse. Kenneth said, missed my chat. I did not. I got it. I just went out of order. Felzy for 2 says enhance. Oh, indeed we did. Inori Yuzuriha says, simply put, for 38, drunk dude street fight, so the defendant throws hands in return. Johnny Somali and math dude, phrasing in Shakespeare, period. Thou thee. Yeah, look, listen. Johnny Somali thought he could throw down, and really, he's got no cards. Ike Everness says for 5, I thought today's hearing was going to be mundane, but this has been absolute keynote. I'm going to work tonight with a smile on my face. Guys, I thought it was going to be boring too. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We were worried about 2 things. Number 1, he was going to be a no-show. We really thought he might be a no-show. And number 2, we thought it might be just absolute snooze fest where we had nothing to tell you, nothing to talk about. But that's not the case at all here. That's not even close to the case here at all. So it's actually been pretty nuts. Bad News Badger said, legally minded only has one unanswered question. Is it Gangnam Style or pen, pineapple, apple, pen? What? It's always Gangnam Style. Crappy J for 5 says, the school is cooked worse than a gas station hot dog. Oh, this boy. Yeah, he's been schooled. Yes. Super Burger Time for 5,000 won. Was that Ochan? So my Japanese online friend was right. He said, I can't compare Johnny with an animal. That's animal cruelty. And there's no insult to describe his idiocy. That's great. Asian Dragon says he was also explain the NSA. Okay, let me explain this. He has been alleged to have violated the national security laws. Those are the laws against North Korean propaganda. Remember, he has promoted Kim Jong-un through text-to-speech. He's played the national anthem, and he's said a lot of things that are anti-South Korean and pro-North Korean. So it is possible to charge him with them. They haven't yet, but it's possible. Let's get this one here. Oh, Trucker Rob said, doing the Lord's work. I try to do what I can do. Misi as a new member. Then we got a giant 50 from Ian. There we go. I'm a tree-hugging liberal who doesn't agree with everything you say, and I don't ask you to. By the way, you're not required to agree with me, and in fact, on many issues, you probably disagree with me, and I respect your right to do that. As long as you do it respectfully, I will never have a problem with anybody on this channel disagreeing with my coverage. And if you see a topic I'm covering and you don't like the way I'm covering it, I mean, you can just not watch me on that, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to look at somebody else. I do my best to be fair and objective, despite my own opinions. I have opinions. Everybody does. But I do my best, and I collaborate with people even when I politically disagree with them. There are people here in Korea that I collaborate with that we have a strong disagreement about politics. I don't care. The one awesome thing about this is everybody dislikes Ramzi Khalid Ismail, and as humans, we come together and say what he's doing is disgusting. And you know, whether or not he wears a MAGA hat, it changes none of that. He doesn't believe in any politics. He would wear a BLM hat as soon as he'd wear a MAGA. It's just for him an excuse, it's performative. But anyways, he says, I don't agree with you on everything you say, but without a doubt, our disdain for Ramzi Khalid Ismail transcends all barriers. Thank you for your honest and dedicated coverage. Off to the cabbage fields, Ramses. For that one, I'll throw out a little cabbage. Thank you so much for that. And I do really appreciate, bipartisan sentiment on this. Once again, I don't always ask people to disagree with me, and many people will disagree with me, but I do appreciate you being here. I really do. And if you like this video, you spread it out, let me know. And I would love to, genuinely do enjoy covering topics where we don't have to inject politics into it. It is actually a good thing. It's a nice thing. And that's one of the things I love about being in Asia is I can live a lot of my life without having to inject particularly Western politics into things. I just deal with what the law is. This is the law. You're breaking it. Go to jail. Felix says for 150. Thank you for the coverage on all this. As it reminded me that terrible people can and will be held accountable, that puts me in a giving mood. Continuing being awesome as always goes for the chat too. Thank you so much. Listen, you've been an awesome supporter today. Thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support. Not only does it give Ramsey big
emotional damage,
but you know that he's just going to be sitting around coping about how much, how well we did on this stream and how many people were watching and 7,000 viewers. And by the way, on Party last night, the Party platform where he streamed, he was view botting. So I have some people that are familiar with the UI, the user interface behind it. And it was very clear he was view botting, which is essentially creating fake views. Right? He probably had no more than a dozen people there, but he was trying to make it show like he had 1,000, or 1,500, 2,000, right? So he was like 100% view botting on Party. Hilarious. Let's see here. And then Velix dropping another 50? Another 50. You know how deeply Johnny is.
You are coping and seeding. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
It's deep now. Thank you. Nintendo Gaming Channel says, how lucky is Ramzi Ishmael will be added to No Fly? I don't think it'll be on No Fly, but what I think is going to happen is that I think that countries are going to stop letting these people in. They're going to create a list of do not let them enter our country, and Ramsey's going to be on that list. Quite simply. Also, I want to get a big one. We got a giant one over here on locals, so I want to get this real quick. This is a giant tip from Joe Schmo. Thank you so much for this, Joe. I really appreciate it. I'm going to show it real quick. This is my locals community, my private community, where I do at least one or two exclusive streams every month, and it's my most kind of elite tier. We have very unscripted conversations here. Joe Smell for 50 said, thank you, Andrew, for on-the-ground legal coverage. Here's some to defray your overhead. Thank you so much. I really deeply appreciate that. Once again, it means the world to me to have the support in the community of all you guys. So thank you, Joe. Marcin Wazak for 10 euros. So probably was that probably Polish background in Britain. But anyways, cabbage. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. When does Andrew for 20,000? When does Andrew go to Indonesia? I want to hang out. I will probably go to Indonesia this year. I don't know when and where. So let me just tell you, I don't like the influencer type stuff. So I don't want to go to Bali, but people say I have to go. I know I also want to go to Jakarta just to see that as well. And then I have a friend who lives on one of the islands. It's more remote. So there's some places in Indonesia. I'll go to one place in Indonesia this year and then one next year. So we'll see. If you get any recommendations for where to go in there, I'll let them know. Yeah, I know it was English pounds. I was just saying the surname. Yeah, the surname. But yeah, anyways, people are saying skip Bali. Yeah, probably. We'll see. I love to travel once again. Kage Kiso for 10 Singapore says, poor Johnny boy wanted to be oppressed, ended up being oppressed, and now is likely depressed. Oof. Amanda Main says, you will understand this, but God bless his cabbage picking heart. God bless his cabbage picking heart. He has one brain cell fighting itself for oxygen. Oh my Lord. And it's giving me the vapors. I did spend some time. I went to UNC Chapel Hill for a master's degree, and I spent some time in Western North Carolina, so I can do the accent. Don't worry, y'all. I've eaten a buttered biscuit in my day. A little Chick-fil-A, a little Bojangles, Bowberry biscuit. Zorax for 250 says, I'm from Philippines. I dare Ramsey to go to Manila. We might not look like it, but we have enough find outs to match his fuck arounds. I know. And to be honest, I saw what happened in Mindanao. Like southern Mindanao, with the guy who was messing around in Mindanao and making really bad loans. Yeah, he got, deleted off the face of the earth. You got to be careful. Billy Aoki, forget you. Alex says, small distraction, favorite type of kimchi. To me, I like the more robust cabbage, more of like a flat, strong kimchi that has a crunch. I want my thing about kimchi is texture. I want the crunch into it with also the spicy fermentedness. So I want to get that you hear it when you bite. You know what I'm saying. First generation Pole. Yeah, there we go. Dzień dobry. I spend so much time in Poland. I have such good Polish friends. I love it. Although they always drink me under the table with Zubrowka. Nona SOF says, Ramsey took an IQ quest. It was negative. Oof. Patrick Stewart. I got this. You don't have the cards, Johnny. Lock for 23 Malaysian ringgit. Did he mitigate after pleading guilty? No. He has not yet submitted an apology. So we are going to be providing paperwork to the court that they should not take his apology seriously. And we have a lot of proof and backup for that can show that the court should not take him seriously at all whatsoever, period. Right? Period. Let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, and also, I think he also, people were telling me that he lied in Japan. So I got a Twitter message. Someone said he lied in Japan about making money from his streams. Yeah, don't worry. We have ample proof about that. We're not making the mistakes that were made in Japan. We're not. Pete C said for 5, thanks, Andrew. That's a happy birthday present for my 65th trip around the moon. Happy birthday, Pete. Hope you enjoy it. And, hope you have a great time with the people and friends you love and your family. Tor Arn Citrine says, will he end up on the sex offender registry in the U.S. for when he returns? No. It's not a U.S. crime. Deepfakes are not a U.S. crime. And no, they wouldn't end up on the registry for that. Unfortunately. Dead Rat said, I think Johnny Somali is going to get what he deserves. I agree. Isu for 15 Malaysian ringgit. So I just want to say to Johnny, when he sees this, you're done, bruh. You're done, bruh. Chadwick Myers for 10 says, how's Viagra like this parks? 1 hour wait for a 2-minute ride. Oh, how's Viagra like Disney parks? Oh, I got you. Benton says, truly the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you. UN for $0.99, thank you. And also says, for $4.99, will the deepfake stack on his website as a history of crime? Stacking, the way the stacking works is every single count can stack time. So he has 2 obstruction of business claims. Let me explain this to you very simply. I got the slide here. We've got the slide. Okay, here we go. He has 2 obstruction of business claims, and they're stack. So what that means is that each count can give him 5 years in prison. He has 2. Let's do the math, children. What's 2 times 5? In the chat. Tell me what 2 times 5 is, okay? It's 2 times 5. We're doing a little test here today. Seeing if you guys have an IQ. If you guys have an IQ that's above that of a... Okay, we got it. Here we go. 10. That's right. We got it. Okay, some people are saying 50. 10. Yes, the answer is 10, not 50, okay? Who said 50? Who said 69? I'm banning you, okay? Yeah, 2 times 5 equals cabbage. It's 10. So he has a maximum just from this of 10 years. And then the deepfakes could be 5, 7, even 10 themselves just for one count. So think about that. Even let's say that, let's be conservative. Let's say deepfakes is 5. So now he's got up to a maximum of 15. And so even if he gets no time on one and he gets 1 year on the other and 2 years on the last, that's 3 years, guys, in addition to how long they take. Because the time doesn't start till his very last case is closed. His very last case is closed. Think about that. That's going to be a long time because his second case, the Eastern District case, hasn't even started, guys. Velox for 50 legal, more, another 50.
What the fuck?
Thank you so much. Having really, really big
Emotional damage.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Gotta get him some VTuber love in there. I like that Corona clip. Viking Paradigm. Stream has exactly 2 dislikes. Wonder who. Yeah, Johnny and Hank. Literally. By the way, they have a bunch of shadow puppet accounts, and this is really funny. I always catch them on in these chats and on X. They're constantly sitting there making accounts, and they'll try to pretend like they're like a real person, but they'll ask some sort of random off-topic question that makes no sense. And I'm like, yeah, you're not one of my followers. Like, block, delete. Like, it's so obvious when it's Johnny and Hank or like, one of their underlings. It's very obvious because their IQ level is so low. It's not even basement. It's like molten core. They're beyond. They're like, what is it? I was watching stuff on like Ancient Humans. They're like they're not even Neanderthal or Cro-Magnon. It's like the habilis, the like Homo habilis. Like they were like not fully monkey and not fully human. It's like they were in the middle, but they were like neither good at anything. They were like kind of incompetent at everything. They're at a lower level. They're at a lower level. Yeah. Phoenix says, I need that cabbage for my cabbage rolls and sauerkraut. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it. David Miller says, do you think he'll eventually learn? Do you think he'll run out of countries and have to live on raft and international waters? No, I think eventually their mom and dad will take him in, and they'll eventually have to scurry back. Now, one thing that's going to be funny is they think they're going to go to China. That's not going to work out well for them. Now, Hank may, because his parents have a lot of money, be able to bribe his way in and pay for the school there, but for Johnny, he definitely can't go to China. That's not going to work out, especially with a criminal charge like him. He's not going to go there. And especially if he has a sexual criminal charge like this one, like the sexual crime here that he exposed himself, the 100% self-own. Yeah, China's not letting him in. Sammy Heads, are you going to the trial on April 9th? Okay, so here's my thing. I went today. I may or may not be going to every trial. So there's certain trials I 100% am going to go to, and there's certain trials I may not go to. I'm going to assess it on a trial by trial basis. but there's at least 2 that I can guarantee I will be at. And that's obviously if there's any witness that like I know or I want to see. And number 2 is the closing, when they give the sentencing, when they give the how many years they get. I will 100% be there for that. So it's case-by-case basis. Also, I want to surprise them. I want Johnny to be sweating whether I'll be there or not. I want Johnny. Hank literally almost shit himself today. I think I smelled it. Like I smelled the burnt kimbap. It was really funny how scared Hank was. He's such a baby. South Korea's playing the long game, exactly. UN Owen says, since the history of saying cases means higher punishment with the website and deepfake together, make more time. Yes. Deepfake plus porn would be a lot of time. Akira Face is finally watching it live. I'm super late. It's all good. I've got a ton of supers to get through. I've got 42 to get through. This is like Amber Heard level. Wild Tomato for 5 says, what happens if he tries to flee the country? Hello from Brazil. He can't. Guys, he can't leave. Korea has a digitized system. He cannot leave the country. He's on a travel ban. It's impossible. Where is he going to go? Japan? He himself, today, on his own stream when he was drunk, he admitted he can't go there until 2029. He knows he can't go there until 2029. Where's he going to go on a raft? China? Good luck breaking into China. Think about that for a second. Breaking into China. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. But you know what is going anywhere? Akira Faye with 50. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. It's just great to see it. And you know, the cabbages must be. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it, guys. What are we at right now? And let me just check right now. We're almost at, are we at 443? 443 new memberships. Wow. Max Moore said, don't slaughter homo habilis. Just call them homo. That's true. Napa Bond says, Johnny Somali going to be Korean Bubba's new wife. Yeah, I think he's going to look a lot like a Chinese finger trap. Kid Loco says, Han the Gigolo, insert I'm Just a Gigolo song. I haven't heard that one in a while. Matty O, who also sent me a tweet, says after he left Japan, he bragged about lying to the court, said he made no money, similar to saying he was a student here. Check DM. I saw it. Thank you. Sharp for 5 says, I can only imagine the public defender going home to his wife and getting asked how his day was and describing that idiot. Beyond that, there are articles all over. I'm being sent them right now. There are articles all over the Korean media. It is insane. They're all over, and they're talking about Johnny Somali. What the Korean media is really focusing on today is they're really focusing a lot on the MAGA hat. They also talked about him sticking out his tongue and his hands in his pocket. So it is crazy. It is crazy. So yeah. Tedbot says, cameo in a Tozi's YouTube video to call him a Tozi or A to Z. Well, I know his real name now, but I didn't call him that. But I just call him a Tozi. I say it like that, like a Tozi. Like, oh, what's up, a Tozi? And he answered that. So, I mean, he wasn't offended by that. I didn't say A to Z, as a Tozi. Mr. Grotto for 5 says, can the judge force him to tape Western media to his body and run to the north? No. I mean, that would be funny, but they cannot actually do that. How are Korean prisons? They're not like Southeast Asia or Africa or South America, but they're not Europe, if that makes sense. Sorry, Europeans. I love you. But like, it's, you can understand, like, it's in the middle. It's in the middle. Daniel Darren says, is Hank prepping Johnny's human pocket for prison? Probably. I mean, how else is he? He's got no money. He's broke. He's literally broke. Everybody who's close to him says he's broke. Everybody who's around says he's got no money. So yeah. John for 5 says, bro should get more than 5 years. I hope he does. Well, we're trying for it. We're pushing for it. I want him to. We'll see, John. Satanai, listen, guys, this is the difference between my channel and the other AI channels and the bullshit channels and everybody else out there. I'm honest with you, and I'm not going to try to promise you something that won't happen. I don't want to get you guys hyped up that he's going to get 15 years in prison because that's the maximum sentence and say he's going to get the maximum sentence and he doesn't. In Korea, the maximum sentence is super rare. That's why I think it's more realistic to look at a fraction of the maximum sentence. And I think that is more realistic. Sir Jack says they have jury trials in Korea. No, they can, but this is not dignified with one because it's not important enough. One of the cool things about this, it's a subtle fuck you. And in Asia is the master of the subtle fuck you, which is a beautiful thing. It's a work of art. They have him in a small courtroom because it symbolizes that he is a gnat. He is a little wisp. He is some insignificant speck which they can put in the corner. He doesn't justify the big courtroom. He doesn't get the big courtroom. He gets the little courtroom. He gets the baby courtroom. He's just a little guy. And he gets the little place. It's a subtle slap. He's not worth it. Shoro says, gotta ask, visa violation for streaming ARC for RKI? Yes, he can get one. Now he's now mocked that. So we're gonna see how big he is when that gets sent in. We'll see. Tish Liz for $7.99 Aussie says, put accountant on your resume, keeping all Johnny's receipts. Damn right. Danny D said, this entire fiasco has made me wonder how much a lawyer's job to say shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. It's in all these cases that I've been covering lately. I covered Destiny, Nick Rekieta, Niji Sanji, like all those cases, and they're just gonna shut up in most cases. Akira Faye, thank you so much. Another 50. Thank you so much for that. Alex Sargent says Johnny Somali probably has a better chance of crossing DMZ. So true. By the way, guys, if you received a gift membership today, please say thank you. It is rare that I pass 500 gift memberships in a single stream. Crazy, bro. Thank you so much. Bad News Badger for 50 said, look at the IQ levels of Johnny Gang and react. Ew, brother. Ew. What is that, brother? What is that? Patrick Stewart for 5 says, regarding IQ, Johnny and Hank are not breakfast perceivers. Oh, man. Acorn says 2 times 5 is 12 under U.S. Common Core, bro. We got Common Core catching strays here. Sir Jack says they have, for 5, they have jury trials in Korea. No, they do, but not this one. Project Liberdad says, you messed up real bad as a human when not even liberal Tumblr white girls won't protect you and excuse every action for being a minority. This isn't about, look, I don't want to make this about politics. It's not about left or right. Human beings realize that he's done bad, period, right? Rare and Recruit for 499 says, Johnny doesn't need to go to Korean prison because Korean is the prison. Yes, the process is the punishment, yes. Amanda May, this wonderful thing compounded in consecutive sentences and how they work would be wonderful if 4 or 5 more charges come in over the years. It can happen. It can happen. Remember, we have about like 26 different charges that can potentially come against them with multiple counts. So we do have time for more to come on Johnny in court. Asian Dragon 456 is 50-50, but I do not know a dead fish would be considered a minor offense. I saw a clip of him carrying it before he started talking. Yes, the dead fish was a minor crimes act. Vortex Cross says, when is that lawyer Andrew VTuber coming? We need our one true Oshi at 200,000 subs. I will start the journey. Start to get the stuff ready. Krypton 0075 says, listing in the middle of an exam. Good luck on the exam for the cabbage. Hell's Gate for £5 says, good morning from the UK. When you fuck around and find out in a foreign country but don't learn, then fuck around and find out in a foreign court but don't learn. He's had Hell's Gate so many chances to just do the right thing, to turn it around. And I'll even be generous to the Ice Poseidon crew in Japan. For the most part, most of them haven't broken any crimes. It's only like some of them on the periphery or some of them that are chasing them or trying to be like them, like DBR or like Gagan, right? Those guys ended up getting in trouble. But like most people know there's like some limits, and he just didn't know the limits. Storm Overload for 5 says, are Johnny's parents aware? Are they present? No, his parents were not at the trial. And I'm sure they're aware because the media is huge, but I'm not sure how much they're there for him. Hank was definitely there for him. He was in there for him, if you know what I mean. Zorax for 125 says, more charges. Yes, please. Make sure he never gets a wink of peaceful sleep ever. You got it. Shep Pat for 5 Canadian says, I'm no illegal expert, but being prosecuted for sex crimes seems like a bad thing for Ramsey and therefore a good thing for the world. You got it. That's absolutely right. Trip and Orf for 5 Canadian said, would the same lawyer represent him in the Eastern District? No. He would get an entirely separate lawyer and an entirely separate judge. Good question. For the deepfakes, he's going to have a new lawyer and a new judge. Unless they merge that to the Western District. Now, they can do that. They typically don't. Or, if they want to be real dicks, they can merge the Eastern District and the Western District into the Central District. So they have it in the neutral middle ground of the Central District. That's all possible. And all of that just slows it down in a lovely, lovely way. It is lovely to see it slowed down like that. That's exactly what I want to see. Amanda Main says, on my law degree before he gets out, only 2 years now. Hey, good luck. Joe Pennell says, for 5, this whole ordeal is unfortunately taking longer than expected. It's sad that a fool like him gets to terrorize the Korean people. He can't. Joe, he hasn't been terrorizing the Korean people. The Korean people haven't had to deal with him outside. He's been inside with Hank. He hasn't gone outside and done anything right now other than say some stupid stuff. But he's on lockdown. Robert S&C says, will he be put in solitary or general? General if he goes to jail. But while he's being prosecuted in court, he's at Hank's place. Jark Jerson, I got to drink some water here. Important to hydrate. My lips are cracking. It's a little dry here. Hayden says, jump on it. Andrew Esquire cover version. I got it. Garrett Kruger, welcome as a member. Locke, thank you for the Malaysian ringgit. Jordan says, for 5, Ramsey proves there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people. And they become nuisance streamers generally. What I discovered watching him last night, even for 10 minutes, the intelligence level of these people is low. But beyond that, they're disgusting, horrible people. All they do is say nasty stuff, and it's usually about anybody they don't like. They call them names. They say nasty things. They're a group of children, of actual children. And it's sad and pathetic. And it's a small group of children because most people are smart enough to avoid that. And most people know a sinking ship. And the people that are on that ship, they just want to drive him to do stupid stuff. So they keep encouraging him to do stupid stuff. And it's funny to see him just fall for it. Phoenix Diaz for 10 Canadian says, to quote Fred Durst, those cabbages are just going to keep rolling. Oh, don't think I don't know that. Serious. It's not 5 squared, 25. No. Bad. Super Korean. Says, somebody tell JD Delay about Ismail being an offender for when he inevitably gets locked up stateside. Oh, yeah. Eventually it's going to happen if he's on this track. Alok says, trials should be fast, but nah, take your time. Yeah. No, they can take their time on this one. Storm Overlord for 5. Thank you so much for the 5. Thank you. Sammy Heddle said, are you going to the trial on April 9th? Maybe. Case by case. Nothing worse than limp chi. It needs the crunch. That's right. Michael Turner for 5 says, Ramsey's making history, but not on his terms. His degenerate behavior is kicking off International Buffoon Registry. I think they should have that for nuisance streamers. I genuinely do. James Jameson, welcome as a new member. Daniel Munro says, I appreciate the hard work you've done. I've got a question about Korean prisoners. Okay. Are they violent like American ones, and would Somali survive? There are violent prisoners, like serious hardcore gangsters. You do have to tread lightly. However, is it as rough as American prison? Usually not. But there are those type of people. And particularly if he's in with a couple like Chinese gangsters, I would be careful. Sabrina, welcome. And thank you for the heart. Obi-Wan Shinobi said this may have been asked already, but does South Korea have any insanity defense that he could use? No. Guys, he's claiming he's going to use it. It's complete bullshit, okay? This clip where he talks about this, where is it? Where he talks about this, it's complete bullshit. You cannot do this. I'm going to play it one more time. This is not legal. He cannot do this.
I have a bipolar disorder, and what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please help me. say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That is definitely not going to happen. 100% not happening. First of all, it didn't happen. He pled guilty, not mentally insane. Crazy. And I think, by the way, that's him being performative. Japan day tripper for 1,000 says, thanks for your coverage and helping him get the book thrown at him. Hopefully, he shit stains himself like beyond an absolute main harm caused to their victims have hurt all foreigners who live abroad. Yeah, exactly. It's put a smear on everybody. Luke for 5 says, since Ramsey pleaded guilty now at trial, will there be witnesses and evidence presented, or will they go straight to cabbage sentencing? Thanks. There will be witnesses. But Luke, he hasn't pleaded guilty to everything. Let's go back here. You're missing something, Luke. Pay attention, everybody. Class, I need you to really understand this, okay? He has only pleaded guilty to 1, 2, and 3, okay? He has not pleaded guilty to 4, okay? He has not pled guilty to 4. So next trial, the only thing they're going to do is take his plea on number 4 and then set a next date. So literally, the next time is just going to be him pleading guilty or not guilty to number 4. He's going to plead guilty. He thinks he's going to leave that day. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Number 1 was for the convenience store. Number 2 was a dead fish. Number 3 was twerking on the bus in the subway. And number 4, we don't know. We're going to find out on April 9th. And I will let you guys know on April 9th. Whether or not I come, I will have live information from you because people will be there. So we'll see whether or not I go. I want to go to all the stream. I want to go to all them, but sometimes I got stuff to do. And I'm a very busy person, IRL, so I cannot make everything all at once all the time. So, and April's a busy month for me, but we'll see. We'll see. I could come, I could not. We'll see. Real Erdic says, is he facing any charges once he makes it back to the U.S.? Not yet. Not yet. Ramsey, Jordan says for 5, Ramsey proves there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people. And they all become nuisance streamers. Thank you. King Luigi said, can't wait to see you in Muay Thai shorts. We're not taking that type of video. Okay? That's just for my personal training. Jerry Lee says, can they sue you for false accusations? What's false? Hank is already suing me, guys. Guys, Hank is already suing me. Do you guys not know this? Hank is already suing me for defamation. Hank is suing me because I exposed information he put out there in public. Because I talked about his interview in K-Town, his interview with the K-Town podcast, which somehow Hank thinks information that's public is somehow private. And the fact that he literally said, Hank said, I'm available as a male prostitute and I will charge, what is it? 5,000 for sucky sucky and 10,000 for fucky fucky. He said those words out of his mouth, right? He also didn't specify won or dollars. Okay. So when Hank is disappearing from his house and Johnny's left there, we know he's not studying in the middle of the night. What is Hank doing? How is he making that 10,000 won? He said that. He 100% said that. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to be crass at all. Those are his words, not mine. And he's mad about it. Because once again, you said it. So, it is what it is. Acorn said, off topic, do you see the medical weed legal in Asian countries? My niece wants to go to Korea during karate tour, but I'm afraid. Medical marijuana is legal in Korea. You do have to go through some procedures, but some processes. But yes, it's legal here. And obviously Thailand, it's fully legal. Recreational is legal as well. I think that in East Asia, Japan, Korea, Taiwan to an extent, I don't see recreational. At least let me say Japan and Korea. I don't see recreational for at least 5 years. More likely 10. Medical, less for most of them. I think most are coming around at least on that. So yeah, In my personal opinion. And good question. Legal Mindset should cosplay as Sagat from Street Fighter. Oh, yeah, I would do Sagat for sure. I like Sagat. 5150 Hold says, I'm being serious when I ask this. Johnny Somali will definitely go to trial. Will he even want to be alive and have the will to live once he's in South Korean prison? I don't think people mind dead or alive. Well, look, listen, I know what you're trying to say, and thank you so much for the $20. Seriously, genuinely thank you. But we have to be very clear. You can't advocate for any sort of thing like that. And I don't advocate for like self-deletion or anything, and absolutely not. That's never worth it. Your life is always worth it. What I genuinely hope, and I do mean this, I genuinely hope he has a come to Jesus. He wasn't punished strictly enough in Japan. I hope that the strict punishment of Korea makes him genuinely, and I mean this, genuinely reflect on his life and say that he's fucked up and changed. Right? Bus Anderson said, looking forward to your court drawings. Yeah, no, it was actually Atozi had some good court drawings. The A Cube for 20. Thank you so much. Yes. Real Edric says, I think Legal Mindset is more of a Zangief. Oh my God. I'm going to pull up so you guys get this. This is like some nerd, we're having a nerd reference here, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull up a Sagat versus Zangief. So let me point this out, who I would be more in Street Fighter, because this is totally relevant to court stuff, and this is totally something I want to talk about for 2 seconds. Okay, so my skin color is closer to Zangief, right? My skin color. But my build is more close to Sagat. So if we're going for skin color, that would alone... But I also have no like body hair. Like I don't have like massive chest hair and beard in my like that no. Zangief is beef. I like him. He's the whirlwind of Mother Russia. But gotta be honest, who I'm more similar to. Thank you though. I do like these questions. These are really good existential questions. Eric Marsh says, if I read correctly, was the case number on his new charge? Oh no. Yeah, so one thing, that's not a case number. That's not a case number. That's like a police number, prosecutor number. It's not a case number. And if there are any case numbers, I may have to censor them because there's some laws regarding privacy of case numbers. So just to understand that may have to happen in the future. 11.9 Venom says, give him life. He doesn't deserve our oxygen. Hurtbox TV says, so the judge can legally explode his schnuts right now. The judge has a lot of power to put him away if they wanted to. Luke for 5 says, since Ramsey pleaded guilty now at trial, will there be witnesses and everything? Yes, that's true. Nira for 10 euros says, late to the stream, Johnny Somali appearance in court today. Wow, what a psycho. Yes, he's completely psychotic. He still doesn't take the whole court saying seriously. It seems that he is using the court as a stage for his performance. Yes, but guys, he 100%, I'm telling you right now, as soon as he realized this is serious and this is not a joke and he's not going to get out of this with a 500 fine today, he transformed. He went from like this confident dude who, knew what was going on and everything, whatever, to this. Like that was 100% him. Shock Pikachu face. He really was that today. Genuinely, I mean that. Let's see here. Real Edric says, I think Legal Minds is more of a Zangief. Maybe. Hubble for 5 says, I'm trying to picture the other side of the coin. Does Ramsey have anything going on? Does he have any mitigating factors? He doesn't have any criminal record in Korea, but he does have it elsewhere. Tor Arn says, what do they do to my boy Sagat? I remember OG Sagat. Yeah, that's I guess one of the newer ones. Asian Dragon 456 says, since Johnny Somali is talking like SP, my Shiranui from Street Fighter 6 and Fatal Fury will take him down. Okay. And then Mazarova Palma for 50 Legal Mindset membership. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Deeply appreciate that. And if you've received a membership today, please make sure to say thank you. I mean, today I was just counting the number 581. We almost have we have likes equivalent to 25% the members, our new members are more than 25% of the likes. Can we get the likes up? Can you guys smash a like button for me? It's free. You don't have to get 50. You just smash the like button. Storm Overlord says, bro, you're more like Vega. I've always played Vega. I played Vega a lot. 5150 holds says, apologies for my earlier donation, but seriously, I just want to thank you, Andrew. I'm very glad justice is being served, and now I can stop thinking about Ramsey. Now I have peace of mind. Thank you. Listen, there's a lot of times where in this world we don't get justice to the legal system, but this is one where at least I'm seeing that it's playing out the right way, and that's heartening. A lot of times the legal system is not just. Our justice systems can be unjust in multiple ways. But in this case, I am seeing a positive thing, and I'm seeing this come together. It could truly be Johnny Somali's sentencing that brings together the world. Although, some people have like ideological problems with sentencing anybody. But if you're short of if you believe in punishment of any kind, then you believe in punishing Johnny Somali because he absolutely is deserving of punishment. Vortex Cross for 5 says, may we please see the picture of Johnny in Hank's suit again? It puts in perspective how small Ramsey is. He's the opposite of Long Man. That wasn't a real picture. That was a comparison picture. Like Johnny looked like this. He didn't look, that's not a picture of him, right? It's a random picture from the internet, but it's just a suit that's too big. Get it? But yes, it is the opposite of the Long Man. And guys, that's what we got for today. It's been a long one. I didn't expect it to go this long. Seriously. I appreciate all you though. I love you. Thank you to everybody who donated. Also, thank you, Joe Small and locals who donated. Thank you. Yes, Senpai noticed you for sure. And I noticed all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the like button on the way out. And remember that Johnny, especially after seeing this successful stream, is going to be absolutely coping and seething. I will see you guys in the next one, which will be a literal transcript of what happened. Take care, guys. I'll see you later.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping.